Ladies and gentlemen, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, hello and welcome. This is the CPT World Warrior 2022. It's the first event for Canada West. Somehow they let us in. They gave us the keys to the car. My name is Coins, and joining me on the mic is...
Hi, everybody. I'm John the Batman Hat. My stupid long name represents my passion for the game. That was horrible, amazing. But anyways, just a quick little thing about myself. Hi, guys. I'm a caster from the Edmonton, Alberta area, so I'm here to kind of try my best to tell you guys about representatives from Edmonton, some of the ones from Saskatchewan, and we also have one from Manitoba today. But Coins, I hear you're the old Vancouver stan, if you will.
Yes, I've been here for quite a long time. I know the Vancouver scene like the back of my hand, and it's a great privilege to be here, just to be able to talk about the people that we know and seeing them in this top 8. And we do have an absolutely stacked top 8 for you tonight. But before we can get into that, we kind of have to tell you about the business side of it, right? We got to get these players paid at some point. Of course, we got a matcherino. Like most events these days, there's a matcherino. We've got codes to claim and sponsor quests. If you at all have, 5 seconds, that's probably all it takes. Just head on over there, claim a code. And if you've at all got it in you to give, I know we'd really appreciate it. It all goes to the players. So, win-win for everyone.
Exactly. No, great thing to do. I'm sure, if anybody's been watching fighting games for any amount of time, all about Matcherino. But yeah, there's one you can check in. There's the free codes. There also is some little quests you can do on the side too, like just some Twitter stuff. There's some YouTube quests and stuff like that. And all that money just goes straight into the pot as far as I know. And it's just given right back to the players. So if you want to support them, you don't even have to throw in your own money. Just use up a little bit of time and you can help the players get some payout for their performance today.
Exactly. And of course, we got to tell you about this whole event that's actually happening right now. It's the Capcom Pro Tour World Warrior 2022. And essentially what we're creating is sort of like a Rambat situation from Capcom. And it's going to be for a spot eventually in Capcom Cup. And the way it works, of course, is that there are 5 qualifying events. There's 26 regions, and all the regions have their own series of qualifying events to earn points to make it into a regional finals. And the winner of that regional finals moves on to Capcom Cup. It's an absolutely amazing opportunity. There's a great community focus to it. And if you want to join, you sitting there right now, watching that stream, no more excuses for stream monstering it up. The URL is right there. That'll take you to the league page. You can find your region and sign up. But for now, we've got Canada West coming to you. Of course, bracket play was yesterday, and today we're going to be going all throughout the top 8. It's going to be top 3 the entire way, just like Capcom Pro Tour rules, which is honestly great. We get to see a lot more games. We get to really get familiar with these players.
Exactly. And I think, I guess we're moving on to we also will have a communities clip contest today. So this is done by Level Up and Fresh Clips, which is a partner working with Wednesday Night Fights or Level Up Productions. So what they're doing is throughout the thing, you'll know about Twitch clips. If you don't, there's a little button down there at the bottom, which is Twitch clip. So you see anything funny, there's a sick play, it doesn't matter, just get it in here. And at the end of the night, they'll kind of compile them all, go through them, and the top 3 clips are going to get a free subscription to the channel and also be featured in the winning video that we'll show on the next event.
Yeah, big thanks to Fresh Cut there, partnering with Level Up Live. They've been doing this for not only these World Warrior events, but for all of Wednesday Night Fights. You've seen how, if you've wondered how they get that clip up the moment someone wins and it's on Twitter, that's all Fresh Cut. Show them some love, and absolutely, if you see anything good, clip it, send it in. You might win a sub. It's a great time all around.
All right, we have our bracket breakdown.
Yeah. Ooh. Let's get into it. So you can see there up on winner side, our first match will be Mortzy versus White Gun. There's Bruce versus Online Brian. Rounding out the loser side, we've got Bumba Snuff and Cerro Blast, Super Friends, and Adris. So kind of serendipitously, we've ended up with a really nice split across the provinces that are eligible for this region. We've got 4 players from BC in the Vancouver area, 2 players from Alberta, 1 player from Saskatchewan, and 1 player from Manitoba.
Exactly. No, it's great to see too. And actually, there's not really too many team kills. I mean, there's a few here and there, but like Mortzy versus White Gun, unfortunately, is a BC team kill up at the top there. But Bruce versus Online Brian will be BC versus Edmonton. Bumba Snuff versus Cerro Blast will be BC versus Manitoba. And then Super Friends versus Adris at the bottom there will be Saskatchewan versus Edmonton, or Alberta more accurately. So it's going to be really cool to see. We got a great distribution on it, and I am very excited to see these players play.
Yeah, because I mean, who knows what's going to happen? There might be some upsets. In bracket play, there was already a couple of upsets. Most notably, Cerro Blast already in loser side, which is something no one could have really expected. But in any case, we're going to go ahead and get our first matchup lined up, which is going to be Mortzy versus White Gun. Two players who, if you've paid attention to the West Coast scene at all, you've definitely seen and been familiar with over the last couple of years.
No, exactly. Two great players too. And I think actually we're highlighting the Cerro Blast down in losers already. It was actually none other than White Gun himself who sent them down there in a 2-0 fashion up in winners to get out of the pools. So, I mean, we get to see it live. We get to see what happened and how hot are they playing.
Yeah, you know, White Gun is, we like to call him the ultimate wild card. He has such a singular style. He's very aggressive, very active, even in neutral and before interactions get started. And, you know, just depending on the day, he can take out anyone in the world or similarly be shut down. So it'll be interesting to see which White Gun showed up to play here tonight. All right, but we're going to get into it here. First match, let's do it.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of a hard thing, too, because like you have a player like Mortzy who is so able to adapt to people on the fly, too. So it's down to, yeah, as you said, is White Gun on? But also, can Mortzy get the feel for, can they get the read? Because when Mortzy does get going, it is so hard to stop them.
Okay, all right. So White Gun gets a hit there, but no knockdown. We already see an aggressive meterless DP there to stop the pressure. You can kind of see the hallmarks of both of their playstyles already. Oh, misses the dive kick there.
Yeah, doesn't get the hit in that one, doesn't convert into more damage. But yeah, you're just seeing like how aggressive White Gun is just being here at the beginning, kind of just trying to smother Mortzy down in pressure. Because if you let Mortzy set up, like these poison clouds and then the kind of zoning game, Mortzy really knows how to just play around you getting on top of him.
Yeah, it's interesting. And neither competitor here has had like an extended series so far. They're mostly just jockeying for space. It's been a hit here and there, but now White Gun with some clear pressure. Got the corner. Ooh, excellent tech there from Mortzy. The V reversal, he wants no part of it.
He wants no part of it. Wants out of there. We're not interacting with the corner, but White Gun doing a good job of getting the block. The DP puts him back in the corner. We went right back to the situation Mortzy tried to get out of, and White Gun is one hit away from doing this, but Mortzy does have all the meter in the world to work with, and V-Trigger online just needs to land that hit.
And you can see, I was going to say that the patience from White Gun, recognizing that any risk could have been potentially deadly, just gets him there with the stand medium kick from Cammy. Such a good button still, even after the couple of nerfs that it's had.
And definitely, I just waited for him to get to peak range for that and just let it rip, which is a great way to go. Now, Mortzy is going in this round with a lot of meter, though, so if he can get the hit, some of the setups he can do with this is pretty gross.
All right, White Gun is just on a roll here. The momentum very heavily in his favor right now, but you know, I feel like Mortzy can probably stabilize. You know, when it comes to fighting White Gun, there's two approaches you want to take. It's either you're trying to lay back and anticipate his approach, really try to stop the forward movement, or you're trying to run your offense and not give him a chance to move. With a character like Fong, who can kind of do both depending on where they are on screen, it's interesting to see what strategy Mortzy goes for. So far, it's been trying to stay back and really anticipate the approach, but White Gun is just snowballing here in the corner. Mortzy hasn't even had a chance to activate V-Trigger.
Yeah, no, but all the sides, this is where it starts to come back. Does have a lot of meter in the world, a great jump out by White Gun, and the X dive kick keeps the pressure going, but Mortzy lays a little micro lock forward to get out, but gets nailed by the dive kick. And that is White Gun taking the first game of our set.
Oh. You know, you can feel the frustration there from Mortzy because, you know, part of what is Fong's strength, besides the normals, besides the sort of annoying screen control, is the V-Trigger and specifically really turns him into a different character. And Mortzy is very partial to the sweep activate and didn't get to do it in either round there and is probably feeling it right now, but hopefully can adapt, overcome, rise up, etc., etc.
Rise up. And try to get through it. I mean, that's definitely a play. This is a player you got to do that against because White Gun, as you said, is just so aggressive. And if you're not playing on point, they're gonna blow you off.
Okay, Mortzy now with more of an extended pressure series here, just trying to harass in the. Oh my God.
Yeah. That was already like a good adaptation too, because Mortzy was kind of just focusing on setting down the poison early on, and White Gun already read up on the timing he was doing on it and managed to get that great jump in here. And now Mortzy's kind of just like trapped in the corner. Oh, that was a great little slide out there. Doesn't get the punish on it, but Mortzy's just
catches the backdash. Excellent stuff there from White Gun. And you can kind of tell, it's worth noting that this matchup, I think, might still be Fong's worst matchup in the game. Cammy just has so many ways to approach, so many ways to invalidate the projectile game, and you can definitely see it here. There's a little bit of a struggle, regardless of the fact that these guys know each other so well, is Cammy's air approach is just kind of hard to deal with there, but you see one of the more niche answers there from Mortzy, hitting him with the stand medium punch just out of the air. Has a life lead for what feels like the first time in this set, but it could all change here. V-trigger dive kick is such a big threat. Ooh, and the air-to-air.
Okay, air-to-air again. Oh, and that was a nice little side duck under there. Ooh.
I did not even notice that he has V-skill too. Oh my god.
I was actually just flabbergasted. I'm like, what move is that?
I usually just take it for granted. It's like, oh, someone's playing Fong? Oh, V-skill 1, of course. V-skill 2 doesn't exist, but apparently it does.
It does, and he did it here. But yeah, no, Mortzy just kind of waiting it out. White Gun really not trying to take too many risks. But now, speaking of that, dashes over, gets the hit, and is now kind of working Mortzy back in towards the corner here. X dive kicks. Oh, he's so good at spacing that. But the anti-air from Mortzy, and he's tied up to the rounds here, trying to get back on that board, looking a lot stronger and going in with a huge resource advantage as well.
Yeah, that crutch medium kick, you saw it just there again, is coming in real handy. On any non-dive kick jump, it's going to stop it. Any jump dead in its tracks. And even some dive kicks, you just have to vary up the timing a little bit. But in any case, Mortzy showing signs of life here, does not want to go down 2-0. That's a spot you don't want to come back from against White Gun, who's such a volatile player sometimes.
Oh yeah, no, just like, it looks like a bit out of it, and then White Gun just absolutely makes people explode. So it is horrifying. Oh, that was a good little shimmy, but up front with the punishing on it. Side switch, great blocks. Just lets it rip.
And there you go, the stand light kick, taking it from Mortzy. We're tied up 1-1, and I love the situation there near the end of the round where they both whiff a throw and then go and try and punish each other.
Yeah, I know, it's so good.
Around these parts, we like to call it the Canadian shimmy.
The Canadian shimmy,
where you try to throw, but you just misspaced it.
You just misspaced it, it's sick. It reminds me of the Canadian reset where you drop your combo midway through, walk up, throw them.
Yeah, a classic. Okay, White Gun starting up very aggressive, just going in with the jump in fierce.
Ooh, yeah, it was a nice little shimmy there. Yeah. Just trying to keep Mortzy locked down here. Mortzy's been decent at getting out of the corner so far, usually through the little slide move, but White Gun just locking it down here. Nice anti-air. All the dive kick.
Okay, V-trigger now a factor. Oh, there it is, a sweep activate.
The old classic, and the poison is ticking down. We actually almost hit back the same life totals, but great hit by White Gun. That still has a V-trigger.
On the start of the cloud, it looked like. Lets it rip. I mean, at least that one.
That was good.
That one made a little bit more sense because it is invincible when he's in V-trigger, but still, the boldness. And we've got the costume code from White Gun. That's how you know he's feeling himself.
Just feeling it. He pulls it out and he's like, all right, all the stops are gone. He's got the party dress on. And man, he's starting a party. He's got him locked in the corner. And he's looking as one hit away from stun. Ooh, and I think he's dead.
Yep, there you go.
Perfect KO.
7 golden letters. Okay, so goes up 2-0, but still has to put another game away. It was nice to represent that threat of the empty jump low because that was the first time he pulled it out in that set. And I mean, it was at exactly the right point. Got the stun, got the game. Mortzy's got to really reconsider what he's doing here. So interestingly, Mortzy does have a bunch of characters he could go to, but of course, it's Fong all the way. Usually when the business is ready. Oh my god!
Oh my god! He just did it! He's just like, you know what? I'm feeling pretty good around start DP.
White Gun, if you watch this VOD, you have to explain to me what you were thinking. Wow.
You see, it's the problem is he's playing like 40 chess or just trying to play Street Fighter.
Yeah, exactly. He's in the Matrix. He can see everything. All right, so Mortzy here with a life lead now, but dive kick resets with the shimmy. White Gun is just on something right now.
No, that's
a chance here.
Ooh. Okay, yeah, this is going to be great for a setup as well. EX dive kick comes down, and the activation fear. Oh, the air day! I love those conversions so much. It's so cool.
Oh, you can see Mortzy trying to be cognizant, but there you go. That's gotta be enough. All right, White Gun on the verge of going to winners finals, which is something, you know, I always thought was possible, but I would not have predicted given the field in this tournament.
No, definitely like Mortzy and Cerro Blast are like our kind of top two to go up, and White Gun is looking like they're gonna go through both of them.
Yeah, what a statement to make this early, but whiffing the DP.
Scramble, but Mortzy comes out on top, has all the meter in the world, hits it. That should be the stun. Probably won't quite be able to kill off this, but the situation after is going to be so in his favor. Sets up the points.
Ooh, there you go.
He does not care. He knows you're trying to meet him.
Yeah, that particular setup is to fake the cross up, but you know, if you've got an invincible DP, you can just disrespect it. You can see the answers here from White Gun. Even have the EX Spiral on deck for the Cloud. That is hard to do on reaction if you're not looking for it. And there you go, jumping in with the low. White Gun is going to take the first set here in this World Warrior event for Canada West. Wow.
Yeah, on fire. It's gone through literally two of our top predictions. Sent Cerro down to losers earlier on. Beats out Mortzy here to advance in winners. And I mean, hey, he beat him when Mortzy had full resources.
Absolutely.
Like, if you want bracket, like a convincing one,
my like imaginary fantasy bracket is an absolute shambles right now.
Yeah. Everyone was sitting there. You like drafted Mortzy or like Cerro first, and you're like, I'm in shambles. I'm in shambles.
Somewhere out there's a diehard White Gun fan who is like, he's gonna take it.
And he picked with his face, and he's like, my boy White Gun's got it. And man, boy does he ever.
All right, so congratulations to White Gun, sitting pretty in winners finals, but we're going to move on and get you our next match set up. So let's talk a little bit more about our next two players, Bruce versus Online Brian. What do you know about Online Brian?
So Brian is a long-term member of the Edmonton FGC. I know him quite well. Ironically, he's in my stream earlier, so we were talking about the event beforehand. He's a player. He played like a little bit of Street Fighter 4 and other games before, but Street Fighter 5 was his first game he put like, I think, a significant amount of time into, and he's been grinding pretty hard. I'd say he's probably the best player in Edmonton at the moment. That can vary sometimes because we have a few players that kind of like go back and forth, but I think Brian's kind of had the edge as of late. He plays a very kind of I don't really know how to explain it. He plays a very aggressive space control Karen, where he really likes to lurch forward and just slowly take space from you, kind of like, do a little stutter step you're used to seeing from other Karens, and kind of just like slowly wear out people that way. He doesn't really play like super tricky or anything like that. He does the typical like cross unders and stuff like that you see from Karen players, but he's a very like he really knows how to like kind of control his space and kind of just almost demand it.
And he must have online in his name for a reason, right? Is that is that an inside joke, or is that is there a kernel of truth there?
Because everyone likes to call him the Mad Lad. Because everyone, when you get into higher level Street Fighter, they're like, oh, don't press here. There's plus. Brian will do it. He will DP. He will finish the string. He's a Mad Lad. He plays like super consistent, and then he just does it. And you're like, what? Where did that come from? Okay, but I guess before we get into here, give us a little bit of knowledge on the golden boy, Bruce.
Okay, so Bruce is Vancouver's golden child, a young man of much renown. He is a Balrog player who I think similarly maybe played a little bit of SF4 towards the end, but really came into his own in Street Fighter 5. Started with Nikali, switched to Balrog as soon as Balrog was available, and has not looked back since. Has kind of dabbled in a few characters here and there, but when it comes down to the business, it's Balrog all the way. And he plays a very slow, methodical style. He has the best crouch and medium punches in the business. It is so frustrating to play against him, but I'm very glad to see him in this top 8. And, it looks like we got our match all queued up. We'll see how he does versus the onlineness of Online Brian.
But yeah, we're getting right into it here. So I'm really excited. I was watching some Bruce VODs on my stream earlier, and it's just like he said, he's so good at space control. He's so patient. And I'm kind of excited to see these two play, because Bruce, I think, did have a little bit of like, he'd kind of let people in a little bit, let them take their space, and then he'd find his hit and just do so much damage. And I think that's going to be really interesting to see, because that almost works with Brian's play style. So I'm excited to see how they're going to kind of clash in that way.
Yeah, you can already see it. Just trying to hold an exact spot on screen. Finds a crush counter early, and you will go in there. Okay, sweep.
They'll sweep back. Already a factor. The double whip. That was scary. For both players there. And Brian, yeah, I said immediately, he'll just finish it. He'll just finish it. Yep. He's going to test if you know.
Most Karens will default to just the backdash end there. They're trying to stay safe. They're just trying to harass you, but not so for Online Brian. Ooh, the okie doke.
Yeah, see the thing, he usually does these until he's like, okay, they're not, if they're dealing with it, he'll stop. But if they're not, he'll keep doing it. He will keep doing it.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you're Bruce, that first round gave you a lot of information, and really the onus is on Brian to switch something up here, but found a great hit.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's where I feel like Bruce really excels. Even what like the VODs I was watching is like he's so good at finding his hit. Like he knows where the gaps are, where to start pressure, and it's just so scary. And I think Brian's going to need to really understand how to adjust his offense based around that. Oh, didn't hit it from the last hit. Would have got the knockdown and probably corner pressure off of that. Well, back dash there. Oh, that was a misinput. He did that earlier today. That's literally him trying to go forward dash into wait, what?
Just stand medium kick?
Yeah, to stand medium kick. So I thought that my combo might go into more.
Okay, all right, but finds the throw on my Brian, signs of life here. It's not going to be free at the very least. Bruce didn't even get a chance to activate there, but both of them sitting on a lot of meter here. We'll see how it shapes this third round.
We got the dash punch out here earlier. Yeah, Brian's kind of just fishing. Yeah, I like how they're both just playing around this space. This is the space they both want, and they're both fighting for it so hard, but just little micro walks back and forth. Oh, there we go. Beautiful bait on the throw. Now Brian's got corner pressure. He hasn't done this too much to see how we can hold it. Another one. Oh no, he got. Oh no. Okay, I was watching a VOD. Okay. I got scared.
That's gonna do it.
The last event I commentated with Brian, he did that and he didn't do the 2-bar combo to kill her to stun, and then he completely lost the round. So my heart was just in my chest where I'm like, no, not again, not again. Buddy.
All right. Tragedy averted here. Brian showing what he's made of after what looked like a pretty rocky start in that first round, but now Bruce has got to think of something here. Really, like, once Brian got the pressure started, there really was an escape for Bruce, which is weird because I think of Bruce as one of those players that has what I like to call a 2.5 frame button. It just seems faster for some reason.
Yeah, when he does
You're always like, why did I hit me? I was +2. And
that's actually how it feels against Brian. That's how it feels against Brian. That's where like the online Brian whole thing came from as well. Because yeah, it feels like he does crouching medium kick. And you're like, why did that hit me?
So maybe some shared reputation here between these two competitors. But Bruce, down on his luck here, finds a way out of the corner. But online Brian answers back here exactly where you don't want to be versus Karen.
Yeah, the reversal there gets the throw. Oh!
Wow. Online Brian making this look quick.
I thought the gray health would be just not enough to kill. That was awesome. But yeah, it's this thing. It's like a lot of what Brian's been getting here is he's been baiting up throws. That's like I think the shimmy has been like the biggest contributor to success at this point. And I think this is where Bruce is adapting. He's calling out those little micro walks that Brian's doing, and he's gotten like 2 crush counters off of it at the moment.
Oh, but back thrown into the corner. I like the neutral jump there, trying to scout out a big button after the back throw, but no luck.
Yeah, I'll take Brian. Start off here. Yeah, he's got the corner pressure. His hit confirms are actually really, really good today. Not dropping anything. I wonder if he
might have been able to build super in that combo, but instead doesn't even need it. A very quick 2-0.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, Bruce has got to make some huge adaptations here because, yeah, this is kind of the thing with Brian, too. Like, when he does get his offense going, he's really able to snowball because he sees his win condition and he understands how to just basically fully commit to it and then start veering it off as, like, players, like, slowly adapt to him and that. Now, that as a result of that, though, he does kind of struggle against, like, I'd say your stupidly high-level players because they just don't let him get a read at all and he's just really lost.
All right, so Bruce looked like he might have been thinking about something. He does have a couple of other characters in the back pocket, but I wouldn't expect anything but Balrog all the way here. But maybe just taking a second, reevaluate his approach to the matchup. We'll see if it does any good here. So far, it's working out. The life lead here, definitely in Bruce's favor.
Yeah, no, the pressure here start from Brian. Just do it. He just does it. Oh, and the hit confirms too. I got my guy's warming up. I also have some secret information after this match I'll share.
All right, fair enough.
Oh, yeah, just the throw ender in the corner has been how he's finished it like all 3 times, and I think that's just because Bruce, I don't know, he might be scared of throwing out the throws earlier because that's how he lost the earlier rounds off the shimmies. So he might think that Brian's looking for that. Now Brian's just kind of going all in on the throws instead.
Yeah, the percentage of successful throws from online Brian has been really impressive, especially against a player like Bruce. But we'll see. Ooh, an excellent neutral jump there. A chance now. Bruce, maybe going to take a second round of the set. Oh no.
God, Brian
he's pressing.
Yeah, he's pressing. He's doing it.
He's pressing.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Fool me once, shame on me. That was the 3rd time, though. That was the 3rd time is not the charm. Not the charm.
All right, so Bruce has got a foothold here. Can he climb back? Down 2-0.
Ooh, actually, might have been in range just to barely punish that.
So you can see Karen's stand medium kick kind of still a menace button, even though it got sort of one of the universal changes to a lot of those types of stand medium kicks was making it a little bit easier to whiff punish. Online Brian's still getting away with it a lot.
No, definitely. And I mean, that's the thing. I think. Oh, what?
Weird drop
the
there.
animation on that made it look really strange. Bruce is online. The crush counter comes down and so much damage. Oh,
but
I know. I was like, there might be one more.
There's a lot of resources there. I was going to say. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. All right. Disaster averted.
Crisis averted.
All right, so Bruce showing signs of life here, taking a game, maybe finding a way to stabilize, really deal with this aggression from Online Brian. We'll see. I mean, Online Brian only needs one more game. Just got to pull out a few more of those interactions. Like you're saying, pressing those buttons, not like absolutely no fear. And you can really tell why that's made him a strong player in the Alberta scene.
Round one.
Yeah, definitely. And it's not like he's just like kind of throwing them out at random. It's more of like he knows like that you're not dealing with it, or like he thinks you won't expect it in the situation. It's never just I'll do it. It's always like there's a thought behind it. But the crush count about Bruce is looking so good right now. I think the big thing is he's catching Brian doing kind of little stutter steps, but no, the throws are adding up. Do we go for a third? I think he was trying, but great little press out there by Bruce to get out. Oh, we hit the standing medium punch, and that ended up, I'm forgetting what terminology, but we're back in the corner.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great confirm into the V trigger. It's giving him a fighting chance here. 100 respect. 100% Bruce was expecting.
He could have killed. Oh, that was a pivotal drop.
Oh, and there you go, Bruce.
There we go.
Wrapping it up here. Maybe finding
actually,
those spots to bait out things from Online Brian.
Yeah, exactly. He's kind of using Brian's offense against him, which, as we kind of were highlighting earlier, is what Bruce is like so good at. He's good at just finding that hit, and Brian, unfortunately, is leaving some of those gaps, but now he needs to keep this corner pressure going. Oh, goes to the full frame trap that time. Yep, just break on the throw.
Attack on the throw. Interesting movement option there.
That is important.
I mean, it is a dash punch. So,
it is a dash punch. It does move you across the screen. But that throw break, I think, was pretty important because now Brian knows that Bruce is kind of going for the throw tech there or potentially the lay tech. So we might see some of that shimmy stuff if we get back in the corner, but I don't think that's going to happen. Brian's almost, he did the throw in the back. Activation, he needs to get off.
Oh my God. Throwing the V reversal. Online Brian is absolutely online right now. This is his habitat. What can you do? He's so at home right now. Bruce,
that's ironic because he's not. That's a little tidbit I'll reveal later, but
I think I got it.
Oh, we got the stun on him.
Do it. One more interaction, maybe.
1 meter. Yeah, one more interaction.
Bruce.
Oh, the overhead, and Brian does it. All right, I've been alluding to it the whole time. This guy is at our locals venue right now playing this tournament.
Oh, he's got the power up. He's got the squad behind him.
He's got the squad behind him. So yeah, one of our main weeklies is at a business called Overclocked Gaming Computers. It's just a LAN center. So we have like all the TVs and setup, and he's just playing on one of the computer setups right now.
Oh man!
When he signed up, like a complete genius. He didn't read the rules and realize that top 8 was on another day, and our weeklies are on Wednesdays.
So yeah, he's at the weekly. Might as well play there. The crowd power up is real.
It's so good, but that's what made me laugh. He said he needs to bring it all the way out because he feels like he's at home, and I'm like, no,
but he's not at home. Excellent stuff there from Online Brian, taking it 3-1 over Bruce. A couple of sets back to back that have been 3-1, and unfortunately, 2 more Vancouverites down into losers. I am very upset, but in the sake of professionality, we will leave it at that. White Gun still in winners finals. We ride hard for White Gun.
I mean, White Gun is the hero of this story. Like, he's popping off and he's playing so hot. So I don't think you got anything to worry about there.
Yeah, you can see the bracket there. It's going to be White Gun versus Online Brian for winners finals. But before that, we will head over to loser side. We've got Bumbasnuff versus Cerro Blast coming up next, I believe. Yeah. So Bumbasnuff, I think, is the player that you and I are least familiar with, hailing from Winnipeg, Manitoba, if I remember correctly.
Yes, sir. So yeah, he's out from there.
Player, right?
Yeah, he's a Ken player. So Bumba is actually, I think, probably the best Street Fighter player out of Winnipeg. If I'm wrong, feel free to shoot me there. But he's like a very, very good. He's come out to a lot of the Alberta tournaments, and particularly the online ones when we were running those during COVID. And he's always ranked like fairly well. I think he's won a couple of them. He usually gets up into top 8. And also he has some cool tech and stuff on his YouTube channel as well. And he currently is sitting up at Grandmaster as well. So he's like a very, very talented player. I just don't get to see him too much because the big problem with Winnipeg, unfortunately, is in Canada. It's hard to get anywhere else from there because you're dead in the middle of the country pretty much, which you think would be an advantage. But no, flights are so expensive in this damn country.
That is for certain. And yeah, thinking of Manitoba, the only other notable player I can think of is Slayinman, who is a very strong Geef player throughout most of SF5's lifespan. I think maybe plays G now, but I haven't seen too much of him lately. But either way, great stuff to have Bumba Snuff here in the top 8. Is going to be going up against a player that needs no introduction, Cerro Blast herself, who was my favorite to take the entire tournament when I saw the bracket before Tuesday. But you know, now that she's in losers, it's going to be a little bit more of an uphill battle. But interestingly, this should be a Ken mirror, which is you know, some great classic Street Fighter. I want to see some crouch medium kicks. I want to see some confirms, and hopefully we'll get a lot of that.
Oh, this makes me laugh because I was trying to look up some Bumba VODs earlier to watch. Every single one I found was a Ken mirror. Every single one. So I'm just getting a repeat. I'm ready for this, baby.
All right, so should be fairly practiced at this. Cerro Blast, of course, we know for her very idiosyncratic style. There's really no one that plays Ken like Cerro Blast does, and it's really found her a lot of success in a lot of tournaments, especially in Vancouver. I think, you know, I really struggle to remember the last time she came to a tournament at a local and lost. That's how dominant she is. And right now, I mean, they've mostly been going back and forth, but Cerro Blast finding the opportunity there. Excellent hit confirm. Not quite enough to take it, though. And the throw. There you go.
Yeah, looking very strong. You can see just like when Cerro Blast gets the momentum, she's just so good at just steamrolling the game forward. But I think one of the most interesting you'll see is Cerro Blast also able to just completely stop this like insane aggression you see. And this is often where like your opponent will press or stuff like that, and then just gets the biggest whip punish, the biggest shimmy I've ever seen in my life. And it's beautiful to watch, to be honest.
Yeah, we've already seen a couple of really good pieces of tech from Cerro Blast. There was the EX dive kick to bait the DP, an excellent DP out of pressure. But Bumba Snuff now with V trigger activate and a chance for pressure here, going in for empty jump low, no dice. Cerro with the activation of her own. Oh, no punish there, was just a little bit out of range there.
Oh, that's some air there. And they're kind of just looking for each other, trying to find that single whiff here.
Yeah, dead even on life, but there you go. Cerro Blast taking the lead.
Oh,
the shimmy.
There it is.
All right. Very dominant first game from Cerro Blast. I expect to see more of the same. But like you were saying before, one of the great things about Cerro Blast's play is the ability to just change on a dime, to go from like max offensive to like max mid-range, slow, methodical, and it's that ability to switch really, really quickly that throws a lot of people off. They just don't know how to handle it. And we'll see if Bumba Snuff has any answer here.
And Cerro Blast is just so good at converting off of those situations too, and then running further offense off of that. So it's like you really don't want to get caught in basically the momentum train that just comes steamrolling at you whenever Cerro lands a hit.
Speaking of, the train is in order right now.
The station and is blocking you in the corner, but oh no, you're going right back. And that's going to be the stun off the throw there, and another round going in the favor of Cerro.
Looking like a light work for her. I really want to see Bumba Snuff make some adjustment to the game plan here. It might be too little too late, but we'll find out. Okay, we saw the EX dive kick there again, trying to bait another DP, but a misconfirm, and that might be a moment here. Bumba Snuff has to capitalize.
Yeah, Bumba has all the meter in the world here, just needs to keep working them towards the corner, but no, Cerro finds the gap, oh, I forgot how far that went, takes back the corner, double overhead, and a little late on the anti-air, had the correct read, but inputted it at the wrong time, and Bumba has found the gap in the offense, pushed them into the corner, just lets it rip on the cross cut, I'm stuck in the corner, that's not safe, baby, confirms, and now Cerro's got the block in the corner.
Yeah, Bumba blocking for his life. Can he do it? Cerro Blast absolutely relentless here. The dashes, they are not getting checked. And there you go. Death by 1,000 cuts. Cerro Blast is going to go up 2-0.
Yeah, no, and admittedly, it's looking just like such a dominating fashion as well. Bumba, when he's had like signs of life, is looking pretty good, but it's just not enough because Cerro just with those critical DPs, they're just like fighting the mash into the counter into the target combo to just snowball all the way through. And I mean, we've highlighted it already a bunch. When Cerro Blast gets going, it is almost impossible to put the brakes on the train.
Bumba has had sequences, but just not able to put, 2 or 3 of them together in a row to seal a round. And Cerro looks very comfortable right now. You can see she's on the warpath after having been put into losers 2-0. She means business, and you can tell.
Ooh, but Bumba hits a shimmy of his own. It's kind of pushing Cerro into the corner here. The throw, one more hit off a stun. There it is. Well, I think he can kill off this. We'll get the meter in the combo. But no, goes for the meterless option as well. The DP comes down and oh no, great break. But just lets it rip. The V reversal's coming down and Bumba needs to put this to bed, needs to finish off this round. Great tick throw. Ooh. And has got himself on the board.
Yeah, it's never over till it's over. That was a scary situation for Bumba Snuff there. If there's even a pixel of life there, Cerro Blast can absolutely make the comeback.
Ooh, okay, that's a second shimmy there up in neutral. Bumba looking pretty good, getting a read on the situation. But oh no, it's a crucial crush counter. Okay. I love it with the DP's trade. It looks so funny.
Yeah, trade on the meterless DP. Bumba Snuff now with life lead corner and a chance to take his first game. Crush counter, but no confirm.
That would have been stun into the game. No, this is so tragic.
Uh-oh.
Sarah is
like
running.
This.
The back
like
has
this.
all the meter in the world.
Okay.
All the confirm.
Is that enough?
That's it. Oh no, the missed crush counter confirmed by Bumba puts Cerro on the board. What was like looking like a one game is just now sitting on the verge of being kicked out of the whole bracket.
All right, this is where, real top players are made of. Bumba Snuff has got to dig deep and not let that momentum get to him. All right, waking up with crouch and medium kick. Honestly, an option that people don't go to as often when they expect that someone's going to shimmy them. But Cerro, making full use of it, was looking for the stun. Almost had it with that confirm, but unfortunately dropped it.
Yeah, no, Bumba has all the meter he needs to start this. Ken's corner carry insane as usual. Okay, we got the first throw of it, and Bumba just needs to keep this pressure up. Do we go for a third? No, okay, we're almost third helpings. The damage is coming down the anti-air trade to the DP.
Wow, Bumba Snuff betting it all. That was his tournament life on the line, and he made the right decision. Is gonna put a game on the board. Cerro Blast has to answer back now. Wow,
I feel like we're just watching. We're just watching the Cerro Blast stocks just go like up and down, up and down.
Yeah.
It's like looking super dominant. Oh, wait, Bumba's coming back. Now, admittedly, I still feel like the set might be in Cerro Blast's favor, but this is looking really good. The signs of life are coming back. And I think Bumba might be making some of the adaptations they need to get back in this set.
Okay, just jumps in on the sweep here, has the corner. Yeah, it's going for throws, recognizing that Cerro Blast is willing to take them, but looking for stun now. And there it is, overhead.
And does have the meter to do the combo as well. I don't think quite does not to spin the meter as well. Wants to be as efficient as it is possible. And just instead dumps it into the X-Fire ball. But you know what? The back throw finishes it off. And there we go. And
yeah, Bumba, early on the throw whiff there from Cerro Blast. And Bumba Snuff is looking to tie this up 2-2. Cerro Blast, of course, wants to put this away. But we'll see if that hurries or changes her game plan in any significant way. The anti-airs are always so on point from Cerro Blast, opting usually not to go with DP, but Crouch Fierce instead for the run under mix-up. And so far, it's done a lot of work for her.
Yeah, no, like just the neutral pressure here early on. But actually, Bumba doing a really good job of figuring out what preemptive buttons to throw out in neutral here. But okay, we got the DP anti-air this time.
It's funny from both of these players, you can kind of tell there's an absolute unwillingness to play like a slow, more 3/4 screen game. They are like one character length away at all times. And the back throw. Tries to pump fake something with the crouches, maybe just trying to get in his head.
Get in his head, little BM there, but I mean, it worked out. I mean, yeah, when they dropped the combo, that would have killed.
Yeah, when you play on hitbox, there's a fine line between BM and just like amazing movement. Sometimes you're just adjusting, yeah.
It's like, no, I was buffering the super, I assure you.
Yeah. Okay, Cerro Blast on a roll here.
Hits the throw. Nice break.
Okay, Bumba Snuff answering back now. evening up the life a little bit more, pushing all the way to the corner. Such a good strength of Ken as a character is even on block, that pressure gave him such good positioning.
That would have been it.
Confirm.
That actually would have been it. Oh, this is so tense. There's just one more hit away. Now Sarah's dumped a lot of their meter. No! Bets his life on the DP the second time. Does not return on his investment. And that is Cerro Blast knocking Bumba Stuff out of the tournament and moving on to losers quarterfinals.
Excellent stuff to Cerro Blast there. Bumba Snuff went to that EXDP well one too many times. Cerro Blast managing to capitalize and take it. Great stuff to her. She'll move on in loser's side.
Feels like
that was an amazing match.
That
There's
was
really not much more to say about it.
I know, it's two very aggressive players kind of adapting to each other's face and just like real time, like the throw. I think the throw game was one of the most fun things to watch because you saw Bumba kind of bring it back later on, but the earlier part of it was just dominated by shimmies and they were both doing it. That was my favorite part, is just because Bumba in mid screen, there was two like just key shimmies he did that just like basically let him escalate into round victories on that. It was super, super fun to watch. Without further ado, I think it's time for our next match of Super Friends versus Adrius, Saskatchewan versus Edmonton. And I have another spoiler. Adrius is also playing from the local venue. We got the boys together.
Absolutely amazing. They might make a very far run in this tournament on the back of all the local support.
we got some boys.
It's awesome. It kind of gets to the heart of this whole World Warrior series, right? Yeah, on point.
Yeah, the Edmonton Good Squad is fantastic. Like at Canada Cup, like we had Memo Cup up there. There was probably only like 10 people in the audience, but literally everybody could not speak after the tournament.
Wow, that is awesome. So, Adrius, you were saying, is at the local. Tell me a little bit more about Adrius as a player.
So Adrius is actually a pretty fun case. So he joined the Edmonton FGC like kind of right before COVID hit. And unfortunately, our Street Fighter scene admittedly was a little on the decline for like how many people we had playing. We had very dedicated members, but not like a bunch of them. So he kind of joined like when the online switch was happening. And I'm going to be honest, it was your very typical demon flipping gold Akuma. You know, there's no other nice way to put it, but
fair enough.
The fun part is he's now like a diamond ranked Akuma's Luke player, and his neutral is actually like very, very good. He knows how to like bring out that offense he had back when he was like just kind of playing on gold and just rushing people down, and then switch it up with a very good defensive kind of zone, not really zoning, but just like space control style. And it's just wonderful to see. And this is actually probably going to be his biggest test, because Super Friends, also known as Flowchart Ryu, is one of the best at playing that typical Ryu game plan. His name is Flowchart Ryu, and it completely sticks. Like, I almost don't want to explain it more because we're going to get into the match and you guys are going to see what I mean. So this is really going to be a fantastic test of how far Adrius has come, because he needs to really just be able to play this neutral game against a person who's like put a lot of practice into it. So I'm very excited to see these guys play, and I admit it's been really fun to watch Adrius kind of climb in the last 2 years.
Yeah, Super Friends I've seen a lot in the West Coast Roast tournaments that we've been having bi-weekly. Seeing him go toe-to-toe with some of the best players in the West Coast, not just in Canada, and seeing that improvement over time has been really great. I'm really interested to see how deep a run he can make in this bracket. And already we have a slow mid-range game, lots of fireballs, but Super Friends getting the first clear knockdown.
Yeah, exactly. They're kind of just trading back and forth. A little fun tidbit for Super Friends as well. His Saskatchewan friend Muck had got kicked out earlier, and he actually took out the person who beat him to get up here to winner. So he is literally carrying Saskatchewan on his back right now, and he needs to just perform as good as he can. Nice little shimmy there. Doesn't get the punish.
Okay,
yeah,
Adrius.
But yeah, see what I mean? Like he understands like how to just play neutral and kind of just bully people slowly down now. Or yeah, before it was like, how can I skip this?
Okay, no anti-air there. Flowchart Ryu taking the slight life lead here, but it's been mostly a very back and forth round here. But Luke, this character is a menace, and that V-trigger is a big part of it. Such great screen control. As soon as it's active, the anti-air, this is still anyone's game.
Yeah, we're down to like one health.
Time.
They playing the fireball game. Nice little dash forward here from Adrius. Oh, with punish with the fireball. Let's go. And I've realized Super Friends has completely rebranded to Super Friends on everything. His CFN did used to be Flowchart Ryu, if I recall. Okay,
all right. But yeah, you can see there, one of the finer points of a fireball game is using it not just to control space from afar, but using it essentially as like the best poke possible. A poke with unlimited range, almost.
Poke with unlimited range, yes.
It came in handy there. It took the round. We'll see if Adrius can really battle back here. Wasn't doing too bad at all, but Super Friends just managed to pull it out in the clutch.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, we are just seeing a very like typical kind of neutral game here. They're trading pokes back and forth, little backdashes here and there, the occasional shimmy. I mean, it's like pretty much as straightforward Street Fighter as you can get. But sometimes you got to be crazy. You got to do the DP, but the whiff, and Adrius with a really good back throw to turn the pressure around. But confirm, actually, I think he could have killed off that instead, but no, finishes off with the light jet and brings the meter into the next game because that's clearly how this works.
All right, I was a little bit worried for Super Friends after the drop on that Crush Condor combo, but manages to, steady the ship, stay stable, and take that game. There's been a lot of really important information divulged about Adris there, about when he's willing to do the EXDP. But, I respect it. As a competitor, you have to present that option at some point, and it might as well be earlier in the set so your opponent is thinking about it rather than not at all. We'll see if... I was going to say, we'll see if Adris can... Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, finding a way over the fireball here. Corner pressure here from Super Friends.
Yeah, but this is just the space control. You just see that Super Friends is just so good at exhibiting, and that's the big hurdle Adrius is going to have to get over. His space control is getting like quite good, but he is still kind of struggling against a player, say, of like this caliber when it comes to the neutral game. Adrius is really good. It's still really good at running his aggressive game, and even is getting good at the fireball game as well. But you see Super Friends. That's what this man has been playing. This man's playing Ryu, and God, is he playing it to a key.
Yeah, it's interesting to see someone play Ryu and not have already made the switch to Luke, because a lot of Ryu players have just done that, because Luke kind of does what Ryu wants to do, but just better. We've seen even players at the caliber of like Samurai on the West Coast switch to Luke as well, excuse me. But it's nice to see Super Friends stick with Ryu and really have that work out for him. Okay, Adris now with a chance though.
Exactly. Ooh, there's a little activation there. Oh, that's a cool combo. I've actually seen that much. Yeah, we're kind of just going back and forth here, waiting each other out. Adrian is definitely the one who wants to be a little bit more proactive with the buttons, but the tick throws are coming down here from Super Friends, and he's just getting the pressure going with the V trigger, trying to show up Luke's one, but you know what? You can't. It's too good. Oh, the parries. Let's go. Nice DP there. Right at the end there by Adrius. Go. Little hit confirmed. And we have now kind of reset to neutral here. Each player just looking for one more hit into a metered special. And it's going to spell the end of the game for either one.
Yeah, it's looking like a repeat of the first round of the set. The life is almost dead even here. Adris with a bit of a life lead. Now with the clear life lead. Yeah, just chipping away here.
Yeah, a little sandblast coming down. Here's on the fireball. Oh, whop, forward crouching medium kick. That's Street Fighter, baby.
Such a good confirm from Super Friends. Saw the counter hit, had the cancel, had it ready. And, more than just taking that match, that had to do a lot of mental damage there to Adris. I hope the Goon Squad can come in handy there and really bring the support. In fact, we've gone back to the lobby. There might be a character switch. You were saying Adris plays an Akuma, right?
Yeah, Akuma was his first character he kind of put a lot of time into. So I think we might see the Akuma come out, because Adrius yet again does have a little bit more wild style, a little bit more, how should I say it, offensive tendencies on the character, so kind of knows how to utilize that well. It's not really that he's like being random. I think he understands kind of how to run his aggressive game plan better on that character, because Luke is a more recent pickup for him. So obviously, the neutral and kind of the fireball game and everything transfers quite nicely, but the offense, does take some time to develop, particularly when you're playing against a player like Super Friends, where like you have to condition him. You have to like get him into doing something first, because you can't really just rush him down. His defense is good. He really knows how to hold down neutral. And obviously when you're playing Ryu, like he most of the time is making you approach in that crouching medium kick range, and most of the time, or like where he can DP you.
Yeah, and Super Friends hasn't really looked uncomfortable at all throughout the entire set. Adris hasn't really managed to put him on the back foot and really make him reconsider his game plan. And so,
no, but looks like we are staying on the Luke. I think probably taking a breather, letting the homies, gas you up a bit. We're getting right back into it.
Hopefully it does what it's supposed to do. We have the color change as well. Color meta is very important.
Wait, this is the color he started using on Akuma near the end as well. So you know what? Maybe this is actually the full power.
We'll see. All right, Super Friends looking unperturbed. Keeping that fireball game solid. Adris now with a chance at pressure. Holding this mid-range. The fireball game pretty evenly matched between the two of them. Oh, great jump there. Scouting out the fireball. Adris pushing towards the corner now, but tried to go for a kind of a weird stagger there, and Super Friends sniffed it out immediately.
nice little whiff punish there, though. I had to walk forward a little bit for that guy, and kick confirms. No, actually, Idris is looking a lot better this game. Oh, the DP from Super Friends. Don't need no meetup for that.
Yeah. Meterless DP is such a punctuation point in this game. It really sends more than just the damage. It's letting your opponent know that you know.
Yeah, you know. You had that exact read. I feel like you got a little bit more of that, but nice little hit confirm, and there we go. Idris looking definitely a lot stronger out of the gate here.
Yep. V trigger to close it out. Great stuff there. Taking the round. We'll see if he can put another one here.
All right, so this is meter early.
Yeah, the round start gambit has worked out for Idris a couple of times in a row here. Super Friends, you know, not really much of an adjustment here, just getting back to the game plan, staying solid. A block sweep there, but no punish. That is not a good look for Idris. Yeah.
No, and we're sitting at that range where Super Friends is just so comfortable right now. He has so much experience playing here. I think that's definitely where Idris is kind of like showing his a bit of newness to the game, right? It doesn't have that as many games in the bag.
All right, Super Friends tried to go for the parry there, but it was just a little bit too early on it.
I thought he was going to do more Sand Blast there, so throws down the parry. And the pressure has started here. Activation. Oh, gets the confirm. And the throw.
All right, Super Friends on match point here, looking to give us our first 3-0 of the entire tournament. Can he do it? Idris now really on the back foot if he wasn't before. It is all on the line here. Tournament life. Okay.
Oh, no.
Dropping the combo, dropping the punish.
No, that's 2 combos in a row. Yeah, I think he's getting his head a little bit. Yeah, the tournament nerves, I ain't gonna lie, are still pretty present, as they are with all newer players. So, but yeah,
there are some unorthodox options. An excellent crosscut DP there from Super Friends. He's had those mostly on point throughout the set. That said, Idris still has a life lead here, and some patient play could lead to his first game, but the anti-airs are so on point for Super Friends.
Yeah, now Super Friends has kind of secured control of the corner a little bit, but no, Idris did get out with the EX Sand Blast. They're kind of just trading back and forth here, getting the hits. Yeah, Idris is kind of explode.
There was no cancel into V trigger there for Idris on the counter hit stand medium kick. That might have been a good point to activate. There it is again.
Yeah, no, this is just these pivotal punishes, and I mean, I think that's just the unfamiliarity on Luke. Like, just missing out on so much damage. Oh, nice block on the cross up. There it is. No, doesn't optical for any meter or anything. Really needs this last hit. Oh, dude. Just so close. Just needs one more hit. Oh, no.
No counter hit confirmed, you know but Dash is
Canadian reset. Canadian reset for the throw. You know, it's failing. You're dropping the combos. You whip out all reliable. Dash up throw.
All right. So in my headcanon right now, the local venue is absolutely exploding. Cheering him on as best they can.
Well, everybody during the whips.
Showing that it's not free. Super Friends, though, still look pretty great in that last round. We'll see if he can get back to form, take this last game, close it out, or if Idris is going to have this comeback. No 3-0s allowed in the tournament so far.
Yeah,
which is nice.
They have. Yeah, I know, it is nice. So we've actually had like a pretty good spread of competition, which I love to see. Ooh. And so I'll throw here. Yeah, Super Friends just coming out of the gate hot. Nice little jump over, gets over the fireball, but no, these drops are adding up. You need to get your damage.
Okay, V trigger. The pressure now for Idris. Wow, excellent really spacing there. Knew exactly where to stand to get that punish.
Always charged it. No, he got hit by it. One more hit. Yeah. You don't press there unless he was trying to go for the spiciest DP I've ever seen in my life.
I would guess likely maybe a backdash or trying to jump, but either way, Super Friends back on match point. Can he take it versus Idris? And the answer to that is of course yes, but we'll see. Will Super Friends take it? Okay, anti-air stand medium punch there. A little bit of an unorthodox option there, but what?
Oh no, he dropped it again! Oh
yeah,
no,
he's got to hit the lab for that.
Yeah, Idris has got to run this back. He's got him locked in the corner here, and this is his opportunity. He needs to get this. Young new player needs to take this opportunity and run it all the way home. But Super Friends is having none of it. Try to slowly escape from the corner. The EX Fireball connects. And then we're just trading blows back and forth here. Who's going to get that final wave of momentum? Great through escape, and they're going. Oh, the cross got DP! Super Friends is on fire. He's locked in. He's got the hit confirms, and we are one hit away. Throw escape here by Adrius. Does have access to V-Trigger if he wants, and just needs to chip away this health. No, he needs to punish the sweep, but only gets the crouching medium kick, and it's just smacking forth so far. The one hits. Oh my god, if they might run up and try and go for a throw here. Gets the hit.
No,
barely whips the standing jabs.
Oh my god, he has the life lead now and whips the donkey kick. What is going on? Super Friends snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. What is happening here?
They're getting in each other's heads. The tension's getting too high, and we're seeing drop cities on both ends.
And it looks like the momentum is just carrying over here. No one wants to slow it down here. Adris finding the punish on that missed crosscut DP, counter hit confirm. Corner now. Edmonton must be going crazy.
Oh, that was, okay, I'm not gonna lie, that's the luckiest recovery I've ever seen in my life, but you know what, we take those.
All right, not quite enough to kill. Dropping the combo here, Super Friends. Now with a chance.
Yeah, now it's Super Friends' opportunity to make the comeback here, repay the last round, but yeah, these hit confirms are just missing out.
Oh, and there
blast.
you go.
It's too good, man. It's too good.
The strength of Luke's V-Trigger really coming in handy for Adris there, bringing this back 2-2. And I'm going to be perfectly honest, based on the first two games, I thought it was a wrap. I thought we were having our first 3-0. And in fact, we're going to have our first 3-2. This is an amazing set.
I know, and it's just like the chaos just unfolded. Because yeah, no, I agree. As much as I love my boy, that was looking like kind of a 3-0 sweep. But you know, the momentum turns around, and then you get in those just like really tense panic situations. And you know what? Adrius just came out on top a lot. He did miss some confirms, but he just managed to get those stray hits. He did the crazier option sometimes, and it worked out.
All right, Super Friends is a man on a mission right now. Has the stun. Has just been guessing right every single interaction. Looking for one more. Overhead again. Tried to go for two.
Crush counter, probably going to go for a throw here. Yeah, there it is.
All right, nice and easy. Now Super Friends has been here twice before, and twice Adris has denied him.
Now, I think the key thing though is like they were getting into scramble situations. Super Friends was going for like really crazy stuff, which kind of isn't just how he was playing. So he was almost playing Adrius's game, and I think that's why Adrius was able to come back in those situations. So if he's able to just like kind of sit in the neutral, play that little bit more patient, more methodical game, it's not going to really be too much of a problem to get through this. But if you have Adrius just running you down with these dash up throws, it's not the place you want to be. Nice little confirm though, the side switch V reversal.
Yeah, it's interesting. As like a more slow mid-range game for both of these players, I like Super Friends' aspect better. But Adris, wow, is he dead?
No,
it whiffs.
That whiffed? Oh, that is so unfortunate. He threw away the round and all of his meter with that. No, but he does have access to V-Trigger. And we've seen how potent that can be, but oh no, this would be the most unfortunate drop in history. He's got to make sure he doesn't get tilted, stay online before coming down. One more hit for either one. And Adris,
is it enough?
No, he drops
it. The throw reset. Canada is in the house. Super Friends is gonna take it 3-2. Adris, unfortunately, out of the tournament.
Oh,
wow,
no.
What an end to that set. My heart, I can't take this.
Oh, that was I'm not gonna lie, I'm speaking for a bit here. That was so unfortunate. Gets the drop on the combo and then gets Canadian reset. Yeah, I hate to see it.
Wow.
I mean, what a match though. What a match.
Yeah, I mean, but I really liked what I saw there from Adris as far as being able to make a comeback that far, having gone down to 0. I mean, I think he has a bright future as a player, and I hope to see him more in these tournaments. And in fact, for sure, I mean, after this experience, I got to imagine he's going to sign up for the next event, and hopefully he'll make top 8 again. I mean, it was a great showing, but that's one more Alberta player out of the bracket.
Yeah, I mean, it is good to see, because the big thing I know Adrius was struggling with, which I know many newer players or people getting into fighting games struggle with, is like those tournament nerves, you know, getting kind of angry at yourself while you're playing if you do like pivotal mistakes and stuff like that. And we saw like situations where he was put in these situations where, like, I'm not gonna lie, I'd be fuming. But he kept it together. He it was a bit scrambly, was able to finish the rounds, didn't let the emotions kind of get to him, and he finished them off. And I mean, just the growth as a player as we saw there is good, but not only is he improving mechanically, he's improving with his mental as well. And I think this was like, as much as that drop at the end there was kind of unfortunate, that was a great showcase of just, I think, how far he's come, particularly because, I mean, I do have the view of like, I saw him when he first started playing with us and where he is now. And I got to say, it is a massive improvement, like from freaking year to year. So, but anyway, I think it's time to chill a little bit, guys. And it's, remember, don't forget about the Matcherino. You can do ! Matcherino down there. I know the Autobot's probably putting some out as well. If anybody hasn't done Matcherino before, you can just press that beautiful link in there. It'll bring you to the page, and you can do the little quests you see here on the screen. And that is just free money for the pot that goes straight to the players. There also is little quests down the side, where there's like Twitch quests, Twitter quests, and different things like that. Those are completely free to participate in, and that puts even more money into the pot as well. So if you do have some time and you haven't done the Matcherino yet, please get in there. All the money goes towards a great cause, and that's our players.
And if you at all have it in to give, we'd appreciate that as well. We also want to shout out the Community Clips contest as a partnership between Level Up and Fresh Cuts. If you see any amazing moments, and there's been no shortage of amazing moments so far, clip it, submit it to the contest. The top 3 winners of the contest will win a subscription to Level Up Live. You absolutely want to do it. A big thanks to Fresh Cut and Level Up for organizing that contest. It's going to be a fun time all around. All right, but we get another look at our bracket here set. We've already seen Bumba Snuff and Adris eliminated. Our winner's side, winner's finals is White Gun versus Online Brian. It'll be interesting to see the clash there. The two players playing very fast, very loose, a lot of Abare from both of them. And over in loser side, we've got Bruce versus Cerro Blast, a match I must have seen hundreds of times. And then Mortzy versus Super Friends, a match I have never seen. And so it'll be interesting to see those two clash, but I'm not entirely sure whether we're heading to winner side first or loser side, but whatever match we get up next is going to be amazing.
Yeah, the little update too. So it looks like we do have 2 Vancouver representatives left. Oh, sorry, 3, I can't count. We got 2 from Vancouver itself and 1 from Surrey. And then we got Online Brian representing Edmonton and Super Friends for Saskatoon. Unfortunately, Manitoba is out now with Bumba Snuff up. But I mean, the fact that we got 4 whole provinces up in our top 8 is just, it's so cool. It just shows you how like widespread like kind of our scenes are. Now, some of the Street Fighter scenes are a little bit smaller up in Canada, but we have like very dedicated players that are very good. And if you do want to reach out to any of them, there are people who will teach you the game. Come and play it. Absolutely. You're up here in Canada, you want to play. We have Discords, we have people everywhere. Just get in touch and we will get you connected to your local scene.
Absolutely. So it looks like we are heading into our next match. And it's interesting for Vancouver. I'm thinking of who has the best chance, given the way the bracket has ended up. White Gun, I think, if he has not played Online Brian a bunch, would have a really good chance at really shaking him out of his rhythm. But it looks like we are in loser side first, so it's going to be Bruce versus Cerro Blast. These two players have played each other so much. They're kind of opposite styles in a lot of ways. Bruce is very slow and methodical. Cerro Blast has that aggressive style that we know her for. And in clashes, mostly, I think the winning record is for Cerro Blast. But maybe Bruce will overcome his demon today.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, unfortunately, we do have to start with the Vancouver team code, but I mean, hey, what a stunning way to start. And actually, Bruce looking to take on a little bit more of an offensive edge here early on. Not really waiting for opportunities and kind of just forcing some situations, but the Cerro Blast train has started. She's throwing you back in the corner, and Bruce is just trying to get an escape. That was a great Abare there.
Yeah, okay, Bruce now with the life lead even. Cerro, no stranger to making amazing, crazy comebacks, but on the same token, Bruce, usually great defense, but it could all go downhill from here. In the corner now, has to hold this pressure. No throw so far, but Bruce sniffing it out. Oh, but
one more hit here.
Oh, the overhead will do it.
Yeah, no, it's interesting to see. Like, I like that Bruce is he's going for a more aggressive style. He's kind of forcing his game plan a bit more than what we've seen in the last few times. And it is interesting to see they chose to bring this out against Cerro of anybody else. So I'm excited to see how this kind of turns out.
So just a little bit of an update here for you on stats. So scrubbing through their Start GG data, in terms of sets, they've played over 12 sets, and it's been 70% favor for Cerro Blast. So Bruce has defeated Cerro Blast in tournament before, but it'll be interesting to see if he can pull it out here. Obviously, Cerro Blast has the edge with that 77% win record, but Bruce is looking good here.
And Bruce has got all the meter in the world to work with here as well. Can go into V-trigger, but won't even need it. Actually, will need it. Never mind. I jinxed it, but it's fine. And Bruce does take the round there. Great little conversions. I think it's really interesting to see, too, because this is more like the character dynamic, but like both these characters can just win off like, 2 to 3 hits, and both these players are good at doing that. So it's fun to just see the momentum train kind of go back and forth and see if they can maintain it.
Okay, Cerro Blast has the early corner series here. Gets the shimmy. if there's been one downside for Bruce today, it's been that he's been more susceptible to taking the tech and getting shimmied, and just like that, on the back of that,
no.
a reset, the absolute disrespect, Cerro Blast taking game one.
That was rude. That was just rude. Like, there's a Canadian reset, fair enough, you messed up, but no, that was just straight savagery.
Yep. And I mean, that's all part of Cerro's playstyle, right? She's really playing the meta game. It's not just about being 100% optimal, it's also about doing mental damage. Absolutely, there is something to be said for being disrespectful and trying to shake up your opponent. Obviously, after you get to a certain level, you're not going to be able to, at least not as easily, but you can see Cerro Blast definitely will take any opportunity to. Oh, putting herself in the corner, ill-advised. Bruce going to take full advantage of this, going in for the pressure.
Yeah, just kind of keeping a lockdown here. Cerro is kind of slowly escaping, but I really love the space control from Bruce here, and I jinxed the heck out of it. Gets thrown in the corner.
Walked into the overhead there.
Walked into the overhead.
He's maybe trying to walk forward and challenge, but obviously if you're holding forward, you're not blocking.
You're not blocking. This just in. When you go in, do not block.
Oh, and Bruce has had a couple of situations tonight where he's just been just out of throw range, and it has not worked out for him.
Yeah,
okay,
no, Cerro Blast has a ton of meter to work with. Oh, we got the EXDP and the momentum train has started. Bruce gets hit by the tick throw. Crush counter. And it's just one more real situation here. No, gets the hit. Oh, drops the combo, unfortunately.
Start up the Guile theme. It can happen. Oh, and commentator curse.
Commentator curse. They didn't expect the DP stocks to come back, and that's Cerro Blast up 2 games pretty quick.
All right, so I don't expect a character switch here from Bruce. Balrog is his strongest character, and he'll want to stick with the strongest character he has for this matchup, certainly. But might take a minute, might even go back to the lobby. We'll see. It's really got to dig deep here. Cerro Blast looks so comfortable in this matchup.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, you're saying they have played so many times. You can kind of see it too. Like they both kind of micro interacting with each other. But Cerro, who's just so good at adapting her offense, when you know the other player, obviously that becomes significantly easier, and you can kind of get in their head, start enforcing these mix-ups. Because I feel like Bruce might have thought there was like a tick throw or something coming up here, and he gets hit.
Okay, signs of life here from Bruce. No V-trigger available yet, but this has to be a big punish, and it isn't. Bruce absolutely falling apart here.
I actually have a funny... Oh, never mind. I thought Cerro might go for the chip kill there just because, but it's not come out.
Okay, does opts not to go for the reset, just takes the damage, finds a whiff punish, but it still didn't kill. Wow. The plot armor on Cerro Blast right now.
Oh my
goodness.
The fireball is superior than the dash punch, apparently today.
All right, so Cerro Blast finds herself at match point. Is this going to be a clean sweep 6 rounds? Bruce is going to have to find something to say about it, but the pressure is just too much. Cerro Blast, one more hit will be stunned. Oh, okay, finding it, finding the time to jab out here, but
oh no, we're one more interaction away from a potential 3-0. All the chips coming down, the dash punch that hits pivotal. Oh no, barely doesn't get punished for whipping that overhead. And now Bruce just needs to get something started, slowly walking towards, but Cerro Blast neutral control. One more. Oh, the shimmy, no, doesn't get it. He needs to punish. No.
Bruce, my sweet summer child, what has happened?
That was it. There was 2 pivotal DP punished, I think, in that round alone.
That was the second time in that tournament that he dropped that crush counter punish. I wonder what is going on, but enough said about that. Congratulations to Cerro Blast. Moving on in the bracket is going to be going up against the winner of the other loser side match, which we should have coming up next. Mortzy versus Super Friends, I believe.
Yes. So yeah, I mean, honestly too, going out any point in top 8 is still fine because it is done in a point system and you're added to a local leaderboard. So really you get to top 8, you're already getting a large amount more points than pretty much anybody else was. So even if you go out a bit early, it feels bad, but you made it to top 8, you're still getting decent points out of it, and it is good to go. And I guess while we are waiting on that note, if any local people ever want to enter this, it do not matter what place you get in this bracket, you always will get at least 1 point. So now you can show up, you go 0-2, and you got some Capcom local leaderboard points. That's pretty exciting.
Print yourself a certificate, put it on your wall, and you
got
get a
1 point, baby.
Just for entering. Yeah, and it should be said, like, really the emphasis here is on consistency, right? You want to enter as many of these events as you can, because like you were saying, if you just manage to make top 8 each time, odds are is that come December for the final event, you will have enough points to qualify into top 8. And you can see here, the URL is on your screen. If you're sitting at home and you are at all interested, it is not too late. Even if you're not in Canada and you're just watching from the States here, US East and US West both have events going on. That URL will take you to the league page. You can find all the info for your region. And yeah, if you want some points, they are yours for the taking. Absolutely show up and enter. I guarantee you'll have a great time.
Yeah, and like the top 8 on the leaderboard do make it into the regional finals. So yeah, consistency is key. Get as many points as you can and you're good to go. But without further ado, I think it is time to get in our next match between Mortzy and Super Friends.
So this will be interesting. I'm unsure if they've played. It's definitely a big possibility considering West Coast Roast. I know Mortzy has been pretty consistent at entering tournaments when he has the chance, and same goes for Super Friends. But if they haven't played at all, it is definitely a bit of a shock playing Mortzy for the first time. I know from experience.
Yeah, I feel like Super Friends has run into Mortzy before, like at least in some event, particularly the roast. I almost have a funny time feeling they maybe haven't like ran into each other, maybe on ranked or something like that. Because the Super Friends being on Saskatchewan, it is very likely they would have met up there as well. But we're gonna see firsthand, can you deal with the Fang? Because if you don't, it's not a good time.
Okay, and you can already see the gambit here from Super Friends trying to start out very aggressive, but maybe just overreaching a little bit too much. And Mortzy here going to town. We already see the whiffed stand fierces from Mortzy. That's when you know Mortzy is in his comfort zone. That stand fierce button from Fong is deceptive. It has a lot of active frames and it is very good at crush countering your pokes. Okay, great use of the V-shift break there, just getting out of dodge, not really wanting Mortzy to snowball this early. Okay, the medium kick. That crouch medium kick might be the best anti-air in the game. Sometimes it definitely feels like it.
Yeah, it really gives me FOSS 2K things for anybody who plays Guilty Gear at all.
Yeah, definitely has that same sort of energy. All right, going in here, has V-trigger active. Yeah, just was a little bit early on that throw. Was still in the wake-up animation. Anti-airs are on point.
Oh, the crush
counter.
Might have had a little bit better of a combo there, but it was weird on the air hit.
Oh, and just the cross-up.
Just the cross-up. That's all. Just gets hit by the poison.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but it feels disrespectful for me when you see Fong slide through you and just hold down back on the other side, and then it ends up killing you. The freeze frame is pretty funny.
Yeah, you're just sitting there and he's just chilling. You're like, you son of a gun.
Absolutely. Okay, there we see one of the answers Ryu has in this matchup is Tatsu to go over Cloud to preempt some of the projectiles from Fong. And it's nice to see that Super Friend has that knowledge. Getting off to a healthy life lead here. We'll see if Mortzy can battle back.
Exactly, kind of just trading back and forth here. The throws are adding up, and we can just see how good Mortzy can be when he can get set up. But Super Friends doing an okay job at kind of just like keeping him off of him. But the Mortzy pressure's starting. He's in V-trigger, and this is let it rip.
Sometimes you just gotta believe. Sometimes you gotta know that it's gonna reach.
It's gonna reach.
Mortzy has battled back.
Little shimmy does only go into the sweep, though, so doesn't get a ton of damage. Charge up fireball and the walk-up throw. Great little sequence there from Super Friends to get himself on the board.
Interestingly, I think Fong is one of the characters that can get out of that setup for free with EX Dash, but maybe Mortzy was just wanting to save that meter for some other purpose. In any case, Super Friends ends up taking this round, is not out of it here in this first game. All right, counter hit confirmed, pushing in. Great tech from Super Friends.
There it is. There it is. And Tatsu deals with the poison.
Yeah, Fong's the type of character where your anti-projectile options have to be very on point, and if you play a character that doesn't have a lot of them, well, it's kind of bad luck for you, but at least
have a good time.
Yeah, exactly, but at least Ryu has that Tatsu if you're on point. Great corner sequence here. Super Friends with a chance, but
that was
the
messed up.
Baiting him into challenging there. Okay, trying to get out with the Tatsu, get back to full screen, establish some sort of presence.
He's still alive. He's still alive.
Yeah, the Cloud saved him from certain death there.
I mean, he's been through enough of these clutch situations in the match against Adrius, so you'll maybe feel a little bit comfortable in the zone. Oh, he gets the hit. Oh, he's going the fireball. Oh, he blocks the instant overhead. That was sick. Gets one more hit in the confirm. No, it doesn't quite kill him. He just needs to get the last hit. Great check by Mortzy. And we're just looking to kind of one hit away. His Super Friends just playing patient, but Mortzy is very scary at this range. He's going to lob
the defense here.
Oh,
and just harassment. And that was such a scary situation there for Super Friends, because you've got to be wondering, okay, he went low twice. When's the instant overhead coming? And surprise, this is the low a third time.
It's the
and
low
on the back of that,
time.
Morty is going to take the first game. But I really like what I saw there from Super Friends. Is definitely not out of this.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting to opt to go to full screen in that situation, like kind of when he had Morty kind of locked up at the corner. And I know the poison setups are getting a bit dangerous, but going to that range just let Morty kind of set up poison projectiles for free. And then he approached him just we saw what happened. So,
all right, you see Tatsu going over a cloud there too, not just punishing V-Skill 1. Okay, Morty sliding in there. Using that slide is almost a footsie tool. Really knowing the exact distances it's going to cover. And on the back of that has this corner sequence now. Finds the hit, break confirm.
Yeah, he's kind of keeping the pressure on here. And I mean, the slide is very interesting too, because Ryu surprisingly does have pretty stubby normals in the grand scheme of this game. So if you can kind of like bait around those areas, Super Friend is trying to preemptively press on. Oh, it still hit him. It still hit him.
Yeah, definitely tried to believe in that DP. EX probably would have gone through. There would have been enough invincibility, but it ended up not working out for him there. Morty taking round 1 of game 2.
Yeah, no, I mean, Super Friends is doing some like interesting options, but yeah, I think you can see like they're familiar enough with the matchup to pilot it, but there are some niche things that they are getting caught by, particularly with the how long the poison ball lasts in the air.
Okay, you can see Morty, just more harassment in the corner here, looking pretty comfortable. Life lead very, very in his favor.
Now that was kind of a good hit there, though. He did take away a lot of gray health, so he actually is getting pretty close on the life lead here for Super Friends. Just needs to keep this pressure up and try and get himself a hit, but no, the side's DP. Kanyao is forcing Morty into the corner. Oh, that was so good. Hits on the other side, so it forced. I think Super Friends was going for DP, and then he had to crosscut there, but didn't get it out in time.
Yeah, it's a valiant effort here from Super Friends, but in the corner versus Fong, there were not a lot of options there, at least not a lot of good options. And just like that, Morty is going to go up 2-0.
I know, and it's looking like we might have another 3-0 here. We had none at the start, but the losers bracket's kind of turning into them. But that largely is a result of us having both Cerro Blast and Mortzy down here. These are kind of like the two favorites on paper to take it all the way. So, I mean, if the 3-0 is going to happen, these are the people who are going to do it.
Yeah, exactly. They might have been number 1 and 2 seed, but in any case, they are putting in a lot of work here, keeping Vancouver alive. Saskatchewan is believing, though. That DP was out of nowhere. Super Friends finds himself in the corner now. He's looking for okay, found the jump out. That was good.
Okay, yeah, he tried to get the donkey kick there, but yeah, no, Super Friends quite literally has the way to Saskatchewan here. He avenged his brother Muck earlier. It's Saskatchewan brother, and then he needs to bring it all the way home. Bring it back for Saskatchewan, but more. Oh, there we go. Okay, he's starting to slowly figure out how to deal with the poison balls a little bit better, but Mortzy in V-trigger is horrifying, but no, nice little backdash there, gets the punish on the throw, and Super Friends go for the takedown, cross-cut DP, and he's playing so solid, the confirms on the counter hit as well, and down that
was
round
such a good wait after that dash. Dash waited just a microsecond and then found the counter hit, punishing the throw tech attempt from Mortzy. Super Friends really coming into his own here. I say as he DPs in the full screen.
Well, you know, he was trying to DP. I think he meant the dash up DP is my guess on that one, because the second time he did get it there. Nice little break here. Oh, the sweep this time activates the poison balls. I love them.
All right, and this is where Morty is going to go to work, setting up shop, baiting out the DP, not really getting a punish, but, you know, denying that resource is still valuable. Okay, Super Friends might be reaching now. And again, he will
hold that mix up EXDP. I think he's going to die off of this, though.
Yeah, unfortunate. There you go. Mortzy now on match point. Super Friends has had a couple moments of brilliance. He's just got to have them all right next to each other right now.
Yeah, exactly. This is the time. Your life, the tournament life is on the line. And we are sitting potentially one round away from yet another province being locked out. Super Friends looking pretty good early on here, kind of just slowly working him into the corner. The poison balls come down, and Mort's almost setting up like a little wall, but Super Friends has gotten through it. No! This slide!
This could spell disaster! Okay, trading again. But this could still do it. Mortzy's got such a big hill to climb here in this match. Activation wasn't on hit, so nothing grimy yet. Yeah, you can.
There we
and the
go.
whip punish on Coward Crouch. That is such an important part of any Fong matchup, is you can't let him set up Coward Crouch without challenge. And Super Friends had it twice in that round and manages to take a game. No 3-0 here, but we'll see. Mortzy definitely has the capacity to put this away, but Super Friends is slowly gathering steam. We'll see if Mortzy can put a stop to it here.
Now the Saskatchewan train is all aboard. It's like the Rough Rider parties, man. It's going all the way, and we're gonna bring it home. Oh, those are crazy. And if the Saskatchewan football team, man, they do any good,
Yeah.
It is ridiculous. The parties are insane. You know what? I think it applies here too. Super Friends takes this, Saskatchewan pops off.
All right. I appreciate the CFL reference. That's a fellow Canadian. No one else is going to know what we're talking about.
No one else is gonna get that, but Rough Riders, baby.
It's all right. That was for you, Canada, if you're out there watching.
Oh no, the Tots is gonna get punished, and he has poison on him too.
Okay, Mortzy looking much more comfortable here. Has the corner now. Poison doing work here. Okay, yeah. Counter hit, just harassing with the crouch medium punch, and the light kick, just checking him low. Mortzy back again at match point.
Yeah,
you can
fantastic neutral. What were you saying?
I was just going to say, one of the habits that you pick up trying to fight Fong is a lot of times in a corner, you try to walk back. You're trying to avoid blocking the cloud so that he gets more pressure. And that's exactly the type of situation where you can start checking with a crouch light kick. And we saw it there to take that round. We'll see if Mortzy can give us a repeat viewing here. Super Friends really looking for the opportunity, but the throw comes too late. Mortzy takes it.
Yeah, Mortzy's done a really interesting thing kind of here in the last 2 rounds. He's just playing around just the full range of these Fong normals and spacing himself completely outside of the range of crouching medium kick, which is obviously the main tool Super Friends is using to get anything done. Oh, that was a great way to take back the corner. Goes to the Canadian reset, maybe. But no, the dash in. Oh, and Mortzy's completely set up. He doesn't quite get a kill. Now, Super Friends does have 3 meters. He had full meter, and my guy is out here like, normal DP. I know you're gonna throw a poison balls, but it didn't happen. And unfortunately, Mortzy sends Super Friends back to his home that he's already sitting in playing the video game, and Saskatchewan is out, unfortunately. But Mortzy advanced to play against Cerro Blast in losers semifinals. But a fantastic showing from Super Friends here. Got Saskatchewan on his back, avenged his Saskatchewan brother Muck, and made it all the way up in the losers quarters here. And I mean, if he keeps playing like that and keeps up those performances, it's only going to get better, because we got 4 more of these, man, and then a regional finals.
Yep. Yeah, what a way to end it there for Super Friends. He said it with his whole chest. He's like, I'm not going out on your terms. I will. Normal DP out of nowhere.
I mean, hey, if that hit, that would have been the sickest read. Because, like, if he had done, like, the poison throw, which Mortzy was often doing there, that normal DP would have hit. And then he had all the meter in the world to start pressure, and then he could have got behind him, pushed him back in the corner. So it was a big read. But if it worked out, the reward was actually very, very high for Super Friends.
All right, so I think after that, we might be heading over to winner side of the bracket. Indeed, it does look. We got our match queuing up down below. It's going to be White Gun versus Online Brian. And, you know, if there's one thing that has characterized all the sets so far today, I feel like they've all been pretty high octane. There hasn't been a lot of like slow matches. Barely any of them have gotten anywhere near going to time. And I think that trend's just going to continue because White Gun and Online Brian are not 2 players I would describe as slow in any capacity.
All right, but it looks like we are going to quickly go into a break here before we finish off top 3. So thank you all for viewing, and definitely stay tuned. We got some absolute bangers. We got our 2 tournament favorites sitting down in losers quarters. And of course, we got the next game between White Gun. He's on fire. He's looking damn good. And he's going up against Online Brian after the break. We will see you very soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, Street Fighter aficionados of all denominations, thank you and welcome back. If you're just tuning in, this is the Capcom Pro Tour World Warrior 2022 first qualifying event for Canada West. My name is Coins. It's been an absolute delight to be on the mic tonight. And of course, joining me, if you've been watching so far, is...
Hi everybody, I'm John the Batman Hat. Thank you all so much for watching so far. It's been amazing to bring you guys this fantastic Canadian West Street Fighter. It's a scene that doesn't see as much. I know we got some of our top Vancouver players, but we're able to explore everybody. We've had people from Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Alberta, and of course BC here as well today. So it's been absolutely fantastic to be a part of, and I thank you all so much for watching up to this point.
So we're going to dive right back into our top four now. That's all that's left. A couple of players have unfortunately been eliminated, but we're heading into our winners finals. It's going to be White Gun versus Online Brian. And like you had mentioned before earlier in the broadcast, Online Brian is actually playing at the local venue right now. He's going to have the entire community behind him cheering. And, I think he's probably going to need it versus White Gun, a very unorthodox player. But White Gun, I got to imagine, has played most, if not all, of the players in the top 8, just on the fact that if you play online, you have run into White Gun. The man plays a lot of Street Fighter V. And so I expect that the reputation precedes him, and also that everyone kind of has a game plan for White Gun, but we'll see if it works out. Having a game plan is one thing, but actually executing it and having it work is an entirely different thing, right?
Yeah, no, I was talking to Brian a bit before, so he has obviously he has run into White Gun online before. I did talk to him about it, and apparently they go pretty even. It's just back and forth. So I think it's going to be exactly as you predict. These are two very aggressive players who like to control their space, like to go in, and it's going to be down to kind of, I think, just which one can keep the momentum further and kind of just enforce their space, ever so slightly better. Because we have the two characters with giant standing medium kicks.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely a battle of the standing medium kicks. These are two characters that have at one point or another probably been the best character in the game, but wow, Online Brian really starting this off with a statement. Is he going to start things off with a perfect? All right.
No, the throw comes down, and we see how scary White Gun is. You cursed it so hard. White Gun's online.
Oh no, not like this.
This is what this match is going to be. This is going to be a momentum sprint. I don't know what that was. No, he got stunned. He's going to die too. He's got me triggered. Okay, just see it. Okay,
the super.
Okay, he's sending the message. He's like, you know what? You didn't finish the job. I'll do it instead. We'll flip the script. The game is mine now, baby.
Oh, that's got to be such a big blow to the mental game for Online Brian. He was looking like a perfect. And then I just had to go and say something.
Yeah, I had to go say something. Weaponized caster curse. I know this is BC collusion. I'm on it.
Gotta use the commentator powers to their full effect.
Their full effect. If your boy's losing, you're like, damn, he's looking pretty bad, right? Pretty good right now.
All right, but Online Brian looking like more of the same, but is this going to be a repeat?
Not again. Not again. Please, my brother. Hold down the mute. Oh, okay. No, never mind. But my heart can't take this. My boy's getting rushed.
All the options coming out here.
He's dead. No, he whipped because of this.
Yeah, but it does not matter. Any hit will do it, and the stand fierce White Gun just giving us a replay of round one. Wow.
It was just a full replay. Yeah, this is the aggression fest we expected, but White Gun is just clutching it out. I really did enjoy the CA whiffing him because it's stunned. That was very funny.
That was pretty great. All right, Online Brian is going to need the full force of the local venue behind him now. There is a lot to come back from.
Stop throwing! Everyone quite enjoys razzing Brian, so there's somebody said that. That had to happen.
Okay, a chance now. Oh, was looking for the air-to-air. I like that presence of mind there from Brian.
Nice punish, though, by Brian here. Okay, now he's got the pressure. Now, it wasn't a complete sweep early on, so the throw wheels are not off. And I just completely jinxed it because he got raw DP'd. Okay, looking a lot better, though. He's found his pressure. He's found the gap he needs, but White Gun has one of these situations, but no, the tick throw comes down, and Brian managed to keep the momentum up together there a bit better.
All right, yeah, we are stabilizing a little bit. Online Brian really finding a foothold here in this matchup. But you can see White Gun not afraid to really go with unorthodox options, is absolutely going to harass you from the air until you prove you can deal with it. And Online Brian had that chance at air-to-air, but it didn't really work out. And you can see White Gun is definitely undeterred, is going to jump, is going to keep jumping until we see some sort of answer. But missed the confirm
messed
there.
up on. Yeah, I know he messed up on the confirm there, and that is going to cost him hugely.
Okay, pressing there, not being willing to tech there. I like these options from Brian, but will it be enough?
Backdash there. Yeah, the jump bounce here from White Gun doesn't quite kill off of that. Just let it go. He's like, you're going to frame trap. And by God, I think Brian did, but he got smashed by a DP for his troubles.
Whiff DP block. Or no, sorry, whiff dive kick, block DP. Excellent. Game plan
Very good.
White Gun. You love to see it. Okay, goes for the empty jump low, showing that threat early. There's the air-to-air that we want to see from Brian. A little bit more defense for this air approach, but White Gun is going in. Okay, another answer there. We got the EXDP to really challenge. Brian now
neutral jump.
looking much better.
It did whiff on that. No confirm here for White Gun. I mean, this is a big thing Karen struggles with as well, too. Like, jumping directly on top of her, her anti-air options really aren't the best in the game, so it can be difficult. No, stop that! He
found the counter hit
punch. The button of gods, the hitbox on that button is messed up, and we saw it come out in full force. Brian
just
ties
like that,
it up 1-1 apiece.
Edmonton erupts in cheers of glory.
Or somebody yelled at Brian for being an idiot, quotation marks, for pressing that button.
We'll see. White Gun is, of course, I don't really expect White Gun to be shook ever. That's one thing I can say for White Gun is that he always plays the same. Like, his game plan is, you know, it works for him. He has a lot of success with it, but he's not really going to get shaken up. The man is like stone cold focused all the time. Anytime I've seen him play.
Yeah, Stone Cold Killer. He knows what he wants to do, and you cannot take it away from him. You can knock his hands off the steering wheel. And that's exactly what Brian is struggling with. And nope, I did the inverse caster curse. He's on the board. He's got his hit. The activation comes down here from White Gun, and he's doing a really good job with these dive kicks so far, and is going to kill off of that. Fortunate did bait out the throw there, but didn't get the punish. And Fortunate loses the round off the following interaction.
All right, I feel like Brian is looking a little bit more comfortable, knows what he needs to do exactly, defend against this air approach. And if he can force White Gun to play more on the ground, get these whiff punish situations, that's exactly where he's going to find more success. But White Gun is undeterred. Yeah, the jumps, like they just keep coming.
They just keep coming. You can see Brian is, definitely kind of struggling to just like anti-air. So he's looking for other options, like air to air. He's trying to space it out. I'm surprised he hasn't been just like straight up dashing under it.
Yeah, that's maybe often a really good option.
Not there. Oh, that clipped him. I think Brian thought he was okay.
Yeah, just trying to punish the landing recovery.
Well, no, I don't even think he did a move, actually. I think he just clipped his shoulder on the way down when he was walking forward because he wasn't blocking. And then he got ready to like punish him as he landed. That's probably my best guess for that situation. Because that hit pretty high up.
All right, we're continuing on here. White Gun is on tournament, or not tournament point, match game.
I mean, this is the key to grand finals. This is a very important game to win because down in losers bracket, you got Cerro Blast and Mortzy. You want as many rounds as you humanly can. And Brian really not dealing with the air game here, so I'm kind of curious to see because I think that's a key adaptation he can make because he is winning out on a decent amount of these kind of neutral interactions, except when he gets DP'd. But
wow, I misconfirmed that.
The air is just so important.
Okay, catching him out here, going for the safe ender, finds a hit, and immediately we see the activation. White Gun is gonna spend it, and if you cannot answer it, went for a reset and then went for a DP. Is really just living right now. His foot is on the gas.
Just to confirm, okay, he didn't get the high damage. Confirm, he got the, that's gonna kill. And Brian manages to hold it out there. He missed two confirms. My heart was in my chest, but he got the last one and then baited out the DP at the end there. This is a beautiful game of Street Fighter, man. I love this.
Online Brian just holding on for dear life as the match just careens off the rails, but is looking good here now. Has the corner.
We've seen this episode before.
Wake up, jump forward, dive kick. That is the kind of thing you can come to expect from White Gun. Okay, still has it. Is gonna use it.
I saw this episode again. No reruns today, please.
Punishes the V-shift too, and the stun. Is he gonna build?
I think he
super.
Dies.
Yeah. No super.
No
what
super.
Happened? This is.
No, he didn't punish it. He tried to break it. He got it. He got it. He got it. If he doesn't drop this. Oh my God. But the repeat episode has not happened. The training arc began. He actually finished off the round, and we're tied up 2-2.
Yeah, Brian is on his shonen protagonist arc right now. He is really fighting for his life here.
Yeah, I can just imagine a giant train just going down the roads, and it's just White Gun going, and Brian's just on the side, just like, ah!
Yeah, I got to imagine White Gun's going to regret not spending the meter there. I wonder if it was just like a straight up drop, or if he was trying to save it for the final round. In either case, it was probably the wrong decision. But we'll see. Online Brian here, looking a lot more confident now, especially after taking that last round. White Gun on the ropes here.
Ooh, throw one more hit away. Okay. You know, I keep making this. Okay. It's okay. Right. He got it. I keep making that. We've seen this episode joke before, but like when it happens 3 times in the same game, you never believe that that's a 1 round. You're like, Brian looking really good. 1 game away from securing his place in grand finals. The White Gun looking to stop it, put it. The train's going. We've left the station, baby, and the dive kicks are coming out. Brian's trying to deal with the anti-airs, but no, gets the landing recovery.
Yeah, there was a missed dive kick there. This is such a good turn of events for Brian. Has the corner, has the stun. He's going to go for some sort of reset.
Yeah, won't quite
just going to take the damage.
Oh, just barely.
Any hit will do it.
Oh,
wake up, super. Just get out of dodge. Yeah.
It's worth, baby. I can see. Oh my God, that slow momentum's coming back. It is. Oh, a whip.
He was looking for backdash. He was looking for some sort of escape. And Online Brian, the bravery, the defense, just waiting. And just like that, Edmonton is in grand finals. Great stuff to Brian. Vancouver is absolutely swimming in the losers bracket right now. It is nothing but sharks, but that was such an amazing set. A great comeback from Online Brian, managing to keep it together and really, stem the tide of White Gun's offense.
Yeah. Because I mean, we saw a lot of it. Yeah, Brian, when he was getting the momentum, he'd get usually two interactions just right off the bat. He would hit them, push them to the corner. White Gun would get out with a DP, wake up dive kick, you name it. And then momentum swings were huge. And I think a very key thing there was Brian kind of just, getting a hold on the train, as I was joking about earlier, and just like not stifling under that pressure, because every time Brian was kind of able to just stop the momentum, he would actually be able to finish the round. He'd lose way more health, and I was dying. It was scary, but like yeah, I try not to be biased, but when your buddy is like this close to losing, if you're not, you don't have a heart attack, you ain't a real one. That's all I'm saying.
All right, so after that match, we are going to be going back down to the loser side for losers semis. It's going to be Mortzy versus Cerro Blast. Now, this for me is a tale as old as time. I've been seeing both of these guys play since, season 2, literally, and they have played hundreds and hundreds of tournament sets versus each other. And it is definitely favored Cerro Blast most of the time, not only because Cerro Blast is such a good player, but also the matchup is not a great time for Fong, especially when Ken got the V-Trigger 2. It absolutely just demolishes any projectile game. Fang cannot cancel into any sort of projectile once Ken has V-Trigger 2. And we'll see that. We'll definitely see that come into effect for this next match. And it's so much so that we might even see Mortzy go for a counter pick, try and go for a different character, but it's hard to say right now.
Yeah, because I know Mortzy has like other characters online, like he was playing Dan there for a bit, and really just like is versatile enough of a player that he can kind of just like pick up particularly more easier to use characters very quickly, and you should be like good to go. But I mean, I'm really excited for this matchup too, because these were the two that we thought were just going to straight up like take it. This is going to be first. Like we just watched winners finals. This is more what I was admittingly expecting to be winners finals, but no, this is losers semis. Yeah. This isn't even a final. This has got final in it. Oh, I guess it does. It's semifinal, but like, I was expecting this for losers finals or like at least up in winners. And it's such a wild bracket. I mean, White Gun is playing fantastic today. I mean, yes, we did just see him go down to Online Brian, but damn, you could not ask for a closer match.
And of course, we want to hit you with a quick reminder. We've got a matcherino for this event, and we will have one for all the events going forward. If you throw ! matcherino in the chat, it will pop up for you. There are still sponsor codes to be claimed, and it doesn't take any time at all. It's nice and easy. If you can, go ahead, claim that code, do the sponsor quests on the side, and that is money that all goes to the players. So if you've got time, and if you're watching this, you do have time, go ahead and redeem those codes for us. And if you've at all got it in you to give a little money to the pot, I mean, I'm sure the players will appreciate it. We will definitely appreciate it. But it looks like we've got our match all queued up. We're going to get into it very soon. Just for a little bit more information on the stats, based on their Start GG results, the record is 88% in favor of Cerro Blast in terms of sets won. So there is quite the deficit. I guess the caveat there is that the majority of those sets were before 2019.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, there's been a lot of leveling up on both sides. Mortzy has really come into his own as a top level player on the West Coast during the pandemic period. We'll see if that has made a difference here and whether he can overcome this matchup versus Cerro Blast. And it is falling from Mortzy, we see.
Yeah, no, it's very interesting to see how the selection coming out here, because as you said, like, Ken has a lot of options to deal with it, and if somebody's going to know how to utilize it properly, it's Cerro Blast. But Mortzy, just look at this momentum train coming down, almost has a stun here in our first round, and does manage to get it out in the end, actually finishing very efficiently too. Almost charged up like 3 bars a meter in that going the second one, and I mean, you cannot ask for a more comfy starting round than that.
Yeah, no kidding. But we'll see. One of the hallmarks one situation you see a lot with top players is that they will lose a first round and it looks kind of bad, but they take that information and it's just a complete download from then on, and you see it turn around even in just the round and games after. We'll see if that happens for Cerro Blast here, but Mortzy is looking pretty strong and pretty comfortable here.
Yeah, it's the old classic joke of information round, but like when you do get into that, particularly in a game like Street Fighter V, where the options and really aren't as in-depth as like some other ones, there's still a lot you can do. You can make a read a lot quicker and force your opponent to like switch options like very, very fast. So the player interactions is very, very high level, and I think, is that going to kill?
I don't think so. Fong Super, not one of the more higher damaging supers in the game, but any hit will do it. Any toe tap.
Well, you know, speaking of any hits,
speaking of toe
the
tap.
Other way. Oh no.
Is this gonna kill? Someone call Sajam.
It's gonna hit the V. Okay, I look so dumb now.
Round counter. It just dashes in for a throw.
That you have so low health, and that is what you choose. That's crazy. That was such a good option, because obviously Mortzy, you know, maybe expecting a little bit more of a defensive option, just sitting poising, waiting, and gets thrown.
All right, so a newly renewed momentum here on Cerro Blast side. Can she really parlay this into the first game? Mortzy was looking so great, but that V-Trigger 2 is just absolutely the bane of his existence in this matchup.
No, exactly. Oh, that was a scary poison drop there. They're kind of just like cycling in between here. Each player just kind of looking for their off hit. I'm definitely kind of favoring Fang a little bit in this. Now, poison doesn't do a ton of damage, but when you're sitting at that point on the screen, you're doing damage and your opponent's not. Just simple as that.
Okay, crush counter. Here is the setup. Going for V-Trigger 1 in this matchup, interestingly enough. I guess just wants the extra presence on screen. Okay, still has quite the deficit to make up here, and you can see Cerro Blast knows that she can just play defense, holding this range here, fireball, harassing occasionally, but yeah, this is such a tough comeback for Mortzy to make.
And because Fang, if Fang doesn't, as we all know, doesn't do like the most damage. So in order to make these like very clutch comebacks, it's like you got to get into like 2, maybe even 3 situations there. And when you're playing against someone like Cerro, it almost feels impossible at times. Right? Like they're sitting there, but like you're kind of like, okay, I finally got on top of them, and then she switches on the more aggressive mode. You get hit, and then you're just straight up not having a good time. Exactly.
All right, Mortzy, no stranger to this situation, can definitely pull this out. And, you know, if you see anything that looks a little bit weird, a little bit off, it's kind of par for the course when you have 2 players that have played each other so much that you just see a weird, unorthodox option. And you're like, why would either of them do that? But it's because they have this established meta of having played each other over years and years. And both of these players have been a big factor in pushing each other to become better. Okay, we see the early V-Trigger 2 activation here from Cerro Blast. Has the corner as well. Any hit is going to be a lot of damage.
Now, it's a really interesting thing to like point out, because when you see players who have played each other so much, you get those fun options. They're really trying to get in each other's heads, because you're like, oh, this guy plays this way. And then if they completely flip the script, well, you're just straight up not ready for it.
All right, Mortzy answering back, taking that first round, but hopefully it's not a repeat of game 1.
No, hopefully not, because we saw Cerro Blast go down there and then just didn't really feel like a download, but so many situations were just going in her favor.
Oh, whiffing the DP there. Rare miscalculation on the range, and it did not work out. That is such a big life lead here for Mortzy. Got to be feeling good about that, but we saw the V-Trigger 2 comeback in game 1. Will we see it again?
Yeah, has access to full bar as well, so much damage on the line here, and we saw how hard it is for Fang to kind of come back from deficits here, so Morty needs to play solid here, and oh no! The hits coming out, the damage is racking up, and the Cerro Blast train has left the station, pushing you into the corner. And it's just so
not
scary.
To spend the full V-trigger, but now any confirm will do it.
Yep, there it is.
And super... Or maybe just going to spend, one bar, all she needs. Yeah, the optimal damage is there on point. A lesser Ken might have just spent the super to be sure, but Cerro Blast knew, and just like that, she takes round 2.
Yeah, no, like you just see this offensive timing is just so huge. Mortzy, unfortunately, kind of folding under just the raw amount of pressure that Cerro Blast is just applying here. But as I say that, of course, he managed to escape out of the corner, and the pressure has kind of started back in the favor of Mortzy here a little bit. The poison is ticking down slowly.
Okay, no real clear life lead here. Okay, now definitely in Cerro Blast's favor. You can see how she switches as soon as she gets that life lead, but crush counter sweep, nothing much came of it for Mortzy.
Yeah, and just a lot of pokes here, just like slowly adding up. We haven't seen any like huge plays so far, but just small damage, small counter hits are just been coming through this whole time. And this is our first kind of big moment of the match. Mortzy's got Cerro Blast in the corner, needs to keep her here. Or, oh, no, that's not where you want to be. Great throw break by Mortzy. Activation, and does manage to clutch out the round, and we've tied it up 1-1 apiece here.
Yep, great stuff from Mortzy there. Found the crush counter sweep activation. Definitely one of Fang's best ways to activate for either V-trigger. That move just has such good range, and 2 hits, it is a kind of a nightmare to deal with. Like, one of the things Fang struggles with in general is really presenting low threats. It's been one of the weaknesses he's had throughout the entire lifespan of the game. So you can't really get a lot of damage from a low hit, but at least sweep V-trigger gives you some momentum, and that's all that Fang really needs.
Yeah, particularly when you have a player like Mortzy who does know all the setups, knows how to just completely snowball a game if possible. Yeah, you get that sweep, you get that knockdown activation. It's scary, particularly in V-Trigger 2. Now we are seeing V-Trigger 1 here, but you know, the tactical crouch.
Yeah, tactical crouch, definitely. All right, so Mortzy manages to escape the corner. This round is not over, but it is definitely in Cerro Blast's favor.
Yeah, no, it's such a scary hill that Mortzy needs to climb here.
Yeah, doesn't have V-trigger available either. Just finds the dash under, the easy hit confirms Cerro Blast is going to take that round.
Yeah, no, looking very good. Unfortunately, it just seems like, Cerro Blast, when she is able to get like just the offense started, is just snowballing it into like basically at least half health from the whole interaction. And then Mortzy's just stuck playing against defense mode Cerro with Bang, who just, just doesn't even feel like maybe he does like quite enough damage in those situations, and the comeback is just so hard to come by.
Okay, Cerro now finds the clean hit into the corner now, gets the throw. What's the mix-up? Oh, looking to shimmy, is absolutely thirsty for that crush counter fierce, but Mortzy didn't bite. Okay, great tech there. There's the activation, and immediately, wow, a couple of options.
Rip. Oh, goes for the side
and the cheeky instead. Reset.
Oh, that was cheeky. I like it. Boys, it's coming down. Yes, sitting in V-trigger 1 just needs to keep Cerro down here, but Cerro has done a really good job of getting out of the corner so far, but no, not today.
That'll do it. Spent a meter on that activation as well. Mortzy's got to be feeling good for his chances in this last round. Yeah, it's always scary because even if Mortzy gets a really good life lead, as long as V-trigger 2 is in play, he has to drastically change how he plays and play around it, which can be tough. Wow, what a punish on that. Can't believe she had the time to get there.
I know, yeah, the buff DP range has actually just been so cool for some of the punishes you can do with Ken now.
Ooh,
wow. The neutral jump was so clutch. Nice little jump out here, cross up. No, doesn't quite get the hit confirm, and this is gonna hurt. The throw back into the corner, and actually can just be chipped out here. I know he does have V reversal to get out of it, but it is on the table if he does activate.
Oh, almost chased down that V-shift there, but no luck from Mortzy. One hit will do it, and there it is, just a low to check the command dash. Cerro Blast is going to go up 2-1. So if Mortzy at all wanted to switch characters, now would be the time. I don't think we will see it, because, there's something to be said for counter-picking in a matchup, but in a matchup like this where you know the other player so well, I think you just want to stick with the character that you feel the most comfortable with, the one that's been with you the longest, the main character, and that's what it's going to be for Mortzy here. No character switch.
Yeah, because a lot of time you're not really making character adjustments and character reads in this. You're playing around the other player almost entirely. And when you have this like established meta you touched on earlier between two players, if you switch off of that, suddenly it's just like they can just go back to almost playing their other game because you're not as comfortable with that character against this player as opposed to just like a regular matchup between two people. Kind of just playing around.
A little bit of a stare down there in the neutral, but finally a crush counter here. The stun, and that's going to do it for this round.
That did actually feel, oh no, not quite, but yeah, such a comeback this would need to be from Mortzy. And
so you're telling me there's a chance.
You're telling me there's a chance. Well, it appears there is a chance here so far. Morty checks the V shift. Poison damage is coming. Oh, just overheads.
Didn't have the bravery for the anti-air there, or maybe just didn't have it in time, but overhead pulled out at exactly the right moment. And just like that, Cerro Blast is on match point. It looked like she messed up a EX dive kick there, but in any case, still has found the better of it here, looking for the stun, and there it is. The spacing on that run was immaculate. Any hit will do it. Okay, Mortzy just getting out of dodge. Has to mount an offense from this point.
And Mortzy in such a scary situation here. Oh my, yeah, you usually feel like you have Cerro's back to the wall, but it doesn't matter. Hits the DP into the run-up, hit confirm, and that will be Cerro Blast taking out Mortzy out of the tournament and moving on to losers finals.
Yeah, great stuff there. A good showing from Mortzy. Unfortunate that the bracket had to work out in this way, where we had the Vancouver team kill, we had the demon matchup in loser semis. I mean, it's a bit earlier than you would expect, but on a more exciting note, we're going to get the run back in the next match because it's going to be Cerro Blast versus White Gun. And if you take a look at the bracket for pool play, you'll notice that White Gun sent Cerro to losers, and not only did that, but did it 2-0, which is not something you would typically expect. And now I imagine both of these players probably by volume play the most online. So I've got to imagine they've played each other a lot. And so it'll be interesting to see if Cerro Blast has made any adjustments, maybe done some studying, maybe has some sort of counter strategy here. Yeah, you can see on our bracket there. So Cerro Blast versus White Gun, and the winner of that will move on to fight online Brian, who is curiously, well, is literally online playing in this qualifier, but is at the local venue with the squad cheering for him, and on the back of that is sitting in grand finals. It'll be really interesting either way to see who makes it back to fight him.
Well, I think it's really exciting too, because as we know, we basically have just like very aggressive players left. We have online Brian, who we saw earlier, kind of more about that space control and very aggressively taking area from you. White Gun, I mean, I almost don't need to describe it. You saw the man, absolute mad lad. And then Cerro Blast is kind of there with like almost that nice in the middle. Has a very aggressive tone, but also can kind of switch to defense. So I'm really excited for these matches. But of course, we will touch on the format a little bit. So there's 4 more of these qualifying events happening, and then there will be a regional final at the end. Each of these players, that they have made into top 8, will go home with quite a good amount of points depending how they place. And at the end of it all, after the 4 qualifier events, whoever has the top 8 on the local leaderboard will move on to the regional qualifier, and then the winner of that regional qualifier will move on to Capcom Cup. So it is just so important. Try and get the point lead here, but I think it's also important to touch on, you made it into top 8. You're still getting a good amount of points, and as long as you make it out to the other qualifying events, it is still very possible for you to get into top 8 and get on to that regional final.
Yeah, consistency is key. And we also want to highlight a community clips contest brought to you in part by Level Up and Fresh Cuts. If you've seen any memorable moments, and there have been no shortage of memorable moments, go ahead and clip them, submit them to the contest. They will be compiled, judged, and the top 3 winners for those clips will receive a subscription to Level Up Live. It's just another way to show some love to the audience for you watching, give you a little bit of interactivity. So yeah, if you are at all inclined, go ahead, clip something crazy, throw it into the contest, and who knows, you might end up with a sub to Level Up Live. All right, so it looks like we got our match all queued up here. It's gonna be White Gun versus Cerro Blast, which is another matchup I haven't seen offline in a while. But like I was saying before, I imagine they've played quite a lot online. It's the run back. We will see. You know, if I were to speculate on the matchup, I would think that, you know, Cerro has really prepared for this given the loss yesterday. That's kind of one of the benefits of having the event be split up into 2 days, right? Is that, you know, if you do qualify for top 8 and losers, you can sort of take it back to the drawing board, hit the lab, kind of think about the players that beat you or the player that beat you and whether you're going to have to run into them again.
Yeah,
we'll
particularly
see the matches. coming up right
Particularly
now.
when you run into like a very aggressive player like White Gun. They are kind of rotating similar options the whole time. I don't want to throw like flowchart at it because he does vary up his options quite significantly. But you can look back in the match footage and you can kind of figure out, okay, what was he really catching me with? And a player of like Cerro Blast's caliber can adapt to that quite quickly.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are getting into here. Nice little crouching medium kick confirmed early on by White Gun and has taken the corner control.
As far as the Smash GG stats are concerned, they've played each other twice offline in recent history, and both times it has been in Cerro Blast's favor. So theoretically, Cerro Blast should be the favorite to win, but White Gun has been playing excellently both yesterday and today. But just like that, Cerro Blast really starting things off emphatically.
Yeah, and this almost felt like the Brian versus White Gun thing, but it was flipped. White Gun's Brian now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are just kind of setting up here. Oh, the EX dive kick. Not just DP, let it rip. Cerro showing White Gun that they're not the only one who can be a little aggressive.
Okay, yeah, we see a lot more control here from Cerro Blast. It's going to find the stun, and I think that might do it. Yeah, it's going to build a super here, assuming no drop. There we go. And yeah, one of the buffs for Ken is that super rarely ever drops now. And Cerro Blast is going to take game one.
And honestly, pretty dominating fashion, I have to be honest. White Gun really wasn't able to get that dive kick game they like to play around. Some really good hit confirms earlier on and like tick throw setups. But outside of that, really not getting a lot done and wasn't kind of able to run that offensive train that they like to. Instead, it was kind of Cerro Blast, playing that good defensive game, getting good checks. Some of the wake-up DPs are actually like just fantastic to call out pressure. And then the momentum train is just completely in Cerro's favor for the rest of that.
All right, heading back into it. Looks like more of the same. We see White Gun has input the costume code, which is, either a limited release. Yeah, exactly. It's level up. Oh, okay. A miss confirmed there. And just like that, White Gun's going to get a chance to really start some significant offense. Has the corner here, but we see the challenge for the delayed button from Cerro Blast. Oh, had a whiff punish there, but no confirm. Oh, this is...
I think it's going to kill. Has meter to spend. Didn't opt to spend any meter there. Very confident, wants to conserve it for the next round here. It's kind of in the driver's seat, but still needs one more hit. And we've seen how good Cerro Blast is in the clutch, though, and this is scary. This is the comeback that could be a Bruin. Cerro just needs one more kind of big interaction here. Pushes White Gun into the corner, and punish on the dive kick interaction, and we're down to one more hit. You might pay with your life.
Okay, just gets out of dodge. All right, it's still anyone's hit. And that didn't kill the break. Oh my god.
White Gun's going in the throw. It does finish it off. But damn, what a round. Opts to save the 2 meter. It was all a setup so they could do the CA in the corner afterwards. Get out from the rest of the match back.
Almost a tragedy. The saying is spend it for a reason, right? You don't really want to end up in that sort of situation where you don't end up taking it. Luckily, White Gun managed to keep it, keep it together and take that round, but it could have been disaster. Cerro Blast now has the corner. He's going to have this pressure ready. Okay, does not answer the dive kick or the jump medium punch there, but busting out with the XDP.
And it's kind of just holding down the corner here. It's like kind of doing a great job of just varying between the tick throw setups and the frame traps. And it's kind of just trying to predict when, oh my, that was gorgeous.
Wow, just smelt that he was fishing for that crouch fierce activation and stood at exactly the right pixel to have that whiff punish on point. Cerro Blast showing why she is a world-class player here in this matchup.
And now White Gun kind of getting started here. We have had a lot of rounds start off with the crouching medium kick into Spiral Arrow. It was just Cerro Blast kind of wins the preceding interaction.
Okay, now the slowest round they've played so far, and as soon as I say that, White Gun jumps and misses a dive kick. Gets punished for such a big chunk of change. It's interesting. A lot of the times players will save their CA to kill, but in this case where it gives you such a dominant life lead, it's definitely worth it. And the corner as well. V-shift, that's an answer we have not seen from anyone else. Excellent stuff, and Cerro Blast is going to go up 2-0.
Yeah, coming back from a vengeance, making it look like the bracket didn't happen. That 2-0 didn't happen. It was free all along.
Yeah, what mysterious events transpired in that winter side match earlier in the tournament?
I want to
we'll
go
never
watch
know.
the match. I want to go watch the match now because, admittingly, we're watching this now and it looks like Cerro just kind of has all the answers. Now, maybe that was the studying afterwards and refreshing themselves on how to play against White Gun exactly, but I am definitely interested to see that match now.
Okay, all right, finds a jump over the fireball here. White Gun with the first sequence, just pressuring with these normals, not really going for the re-jumps so much. Yeah, only spending the EX when he knows it'll give him plus frames. All right. Oh, anti-air fierce there. A trade, but definitely worth it to keep the corner positioning. Has a combo now. Back throw for stun, and it is. Wow, I didn't think that was going to do it, but indeed it does. Cerro Blast is 1 round away from booking her ticket to Grand Finals.
Yeah, no, and like CA is almost online here as well, and we saw the momentum swing Sarah was able to do earlier, but great DP, gets a ton of corner carry off that, and great escape here from White Gun. Oh, just another DP.
Yeah, the reads are on point.
Just taking the turn back.
Little tactical crouch, the stun, and that ought to do it. In dominant fashion, Cerro Blast is going to take losers finals and book her ticket to, well, Grand Finals, loser side. We'll see. So this is interesting now insofar as that we're not going to have a run back for Grand Finals. These two did not play in the regular bracket, Cerro Blast and Online Brian, of course. And so I'm very interested to see how familiar Online Brian is with Cerro Blast's play and whether he can really mount an effort to take this tournament. Of course, he is in winner's side. So for those of you who are maybe a little bit unfamiliar with a double elimination bracket, means that Cerro Blast is going to have to win 2 first to 3 sets in order to take the tournament. And yeah, we're just going to get that set up right now.
Yeah, and actually a little interesting tidbit is actually Cerro lived in Edmonton for quite a while. So it's very possible these two were playing at like the earlier part of Street Fighter V, but that kind of was before Brian was grinding. Brian kind of grinded like I think a little bit before quarantine, putting quite a lot of online time. Hey, Online Brian, during the COVID time, and it's like kind of come out at like this player level he is now. So obviously I don't think like how they played earlier is going to reflect them, but they have played in the past and they have played locally. So it's kind of interesting to see like what that matchup's looking like now. Admittingly, I think it will be Cerro favored, just simply from like what I kind of seen in the past and how they're both playing right now. But I'm not gonna lie, Brian is playing like very, very hot for what I normally see out of him. So I think it could be just like a very interesting back and forth matchup, and he has enough rounds to deal with it. Like Brian still is very good at making adaptations kind of on the fly. As we've seen, he's very good at varying up his offense. So when you have that many rounds to work with, I think he might be able to get a read onto Cerro. Admittingly, I still think Cerro will take it out, but I don't think it's going to be just like a complete 6-0 sweep.
No, yeah, we saw from Brian that one of his strengths is adaptation. That match versus White Gun, it was looking like, it was going to be a clean 3-0, 6 rounds straight, but then, fought it back inch by inch, managed to stop the approach from White Gun. And that adaptation is definitely the skill that he's going to have to bring to this matchup versus Cerro Blast.
No, exactly. But so I am excited to get in here. I'm actually almost sad I wasn't at the local venue today because
you would be in the Goon Squad.
Well, I could have done the cast from there because we have a setup there for our stream, which we only recently got set up within the last 2 weeks. Yeah. So I completely forgot about it. So I almost could have like hijacked it and done the cast from there and gooned with the boys, but probably for the best because like I admit I've been a little bit more biased than I usually like to be, and I would have been so bad because if I have the boys up there screaming when somebody does something, the feeling of wanting to also just scream like go would be way too hard, hard.
Hey, no harm, no foul. That's why we've got 2 commentators, one from BC, one from Alberta.
Yeah, we level each other out.
Yeah, we want to give you a quick reminder about the Matcherino. Like most events these days, we've got a Matcherino. There are still codes to claim to add a little bit more money into the pot. It's free. It only takes a few seconds. If you've got time, throw ! Matcherino in the chat and the link will pop up right for you. There are the free codes to claim, also sponsor quests if you can. And hey, if you feel like donating, go ahead. It's just more money. It all goes to the players and we'd really appreciate it.
And of course, we also do have little quests that you can do down on the side there. There's the Twitch quest, Twitter quests, and stuff like that. So of course, you can't just do the general code, but there are other little quests you can fill out if you do have some extra time. And I know we don't quite have the graphic up, but I'd also give a little shout out to the Fresh Cuts clip contest that will be happening. So throughout the event, if you've seen any fun things, you can even go back in the VOD or something like that and check up on stuff. If you can get the clip, the top 3 will be curated throughout the week. They'll probably announce it on either Twitter or something like that. And then the top 3 will get a subscription to the channel. Kind of just a fun little contest to get you involved, and you also get added to the compilation video that'll be shown. And I mean, hey, it's kind of just fun to go back and relive just some great moments we've had. Because as Coins highlighted last time, we've had some absolutely banger matches. I mean, just literally that winners finals by itself was enough. But when we go down to like kind of Adrius versus Super Friends and the scrambles, I mean, it's so many good things and just great adaptations we've seen from the players. So you find a clip, it doesn't matter. Maybe it's one of us saying some dumb things, a sick moment from the match, like clip it. And if it's good enough and you get selected as one of the top 3, you get a free subscription. Also, Fresh Cuts is a little clip compilation thing that you also can just like go on the website and it has clips from like all the events and stuff like that. And they are partnered with Wednesday Night Fights or Level Up Productions. And you can actually just see clips from almost every game they do. But we do have a nice little view of our bracket so far, which you have alluded to. We do have Cerro Blast taking it over Mortzy. Mortzy goes out at 4th so far, and Cerro Blast should just take it over White Gun, who will go out 3rd. Now, admittingly, as we said, there are 4 more of these, and you get so many points for making it up into like the top 4 that nobody at this point can really be too upset about their placement. You're getting a lot of points early on, and there's so many more of these events to get out. And remember, it is top 8 qualifier. I will also clarify one thing too, what they've done. Oh no, sorry, that was for another event I was doing. But the top 8 do make it into the full top 8 bracket we'll see for the regional qualifier. So a very, very exciting thing to see there.
Yeah, like we were saying before, consistency is key. If you're sitting at home wondering, hey, why didn't I enter this event? Can I maybe possibly qualify for the big regional final at the end of the year? And of course you can. You got to enter the next events. There's 4 more left for Canada West. If you're not in Canada West, definitely check out the league page. It'll have the info for all 26 regions. And you know, now that I think about it, 26 is a lot of regions, but obviously there are community partners for each of the regions setting up the tournament. Like here we've got Wednesday Night Fights and Level Up Live handling the stream. But I want to give a shout out to Vancouver Street Battle. You can see their logo down just below me. They are handling the TO side. They are, of course, based in Vancouver, so they're familiar with the Canada West scene and, you know, have been running the matches for bracket play and also the seeding, etc. So a big thanks to Vancouver Street Battle for helping out there.
And they've also been a part of like just great Canadian events that have been put on. One that comes to mind is I know they had Pinnacle. And what was the most recent event you guys had just out there in Vancouver?
There was Vancouver Battle Royale, which was Vancouver Street Battle in partnership with the Gaming Stadium, which is another sort of esports organization out here. And yeah, we managed to have a pretty good sort of regional event. We got a few players in from Alberta, some from, you know, Washington and Oregon as well. And it's always nice to have those scenes come up and support us whenever we throw an event on. Yeah, if you're at all interested, Vancouver Street Battle on Twitter. I think it's at Van Street Battle. Check them out. And you can find a lot of info about our local venue here. If you're in Vancouver and for some reason you've never heard of this, but are watching this stream, definitely give it a look. Come on out. It's a fun time. I guarantee it.
Yeah, just the off chance you're also from Edmonton. We do have a Discord for the Edmonton FGC. There also is one for the Calgary members as well. I don't think they currently have any locals being ran just because they're looking for a venue at the moment. But the Edmonton, we do have a weekly meetup on Wednesdays at Overclock Gaming. You can just even go on their website, look for Fight Night, you'll find it. And we also do occasionally have like monthly meetups through. We kind of like our Smash scene in Alberta is like really, really big. So sometimes they can get bigger venues and we're able to like kind of put events on the side a lot of the time, which is awesome. I mean, to put it in perspective, we used to just have a meetup at like the university for Smash. And I think one of the brackets got like 100 people. It was ridiculous. Wow. So the Alberta Smash scene is kind of popping. So as a result of that, it's kind of nice that we can like kind of team up sometimes and get ourselves some bigger venues.
Yeah, so we are just waiting on Cerro Blast here to get into the match and we'll get going. But before then, you were saying Online Brian started grinding sort of at the start of the pandemic, but if I have my lore right, and I might be wrong on it, is that one of the impetuses or one of the catalyzing events to really get Online Brian grinding and trying to get better is a certain Bison player who used to live in Edmonton for a year.
I forgot.
I don't know if he's watching. But yeah. if Benoit, if you happen to be watching this, look at what you have wrought. Look at what monster you have created.
I forgot Benoit lived in Vancouver now because unfortunately I joined the scene like pretty much right as Benoit moved out, so I never got to meet him very much. I've only heard like ridiculously good things about him, but I never got the chance to like actually meet and talk to the legend. So yeah, I forgot Benoit is out there. So you probably got some Edmonton lore that even I don't know about.
Yep.
Because I joined pretty much like right when Tekken 7 came out, so right as I got into university. So probably five years ago. That's probably my guess. So I missed like our entire like kind of Fighter 4 days, and I was there kind of right as we started into like Street Fighter 5, Tekken, and a few other big events like that. I think one of the biggest we ended up having is we had a meetup at one of the anime conventions, and I think our Tekken bracket had like 70 people, somewhere around that. And this is just like a small like anime venue is at the Expo Center, and we just had like a giant bracket show up for whatever reason. And of course that Smash scene I was talking about was also there, so it was giant, but just absolutely fantastic event. There's like a full crowd. It was awesome. And then COVID happened, which I'm sure many scenes can unfortunately relate to.
Yeah, not much you can do, but at least we've had online events to tide us over. Speaking of this event specifically, are there any players who didn't make top 8 that surprised you that they didn't make top 8? Like, you know, who are the players in Edmonton who are really on the cusp that you might expect to see in a top 8, either in next month's event or, you know, the 3 events after that?
So at least out of the Edmonton scene, people who didn't really make it out too much is we have the Lightning brothers, Levi and Kyle Lightning. Of course. So those two didn't enter. Those two play like so many games. They play Tekken, they play Street Fighter, they play Marvel, and they do very well in all of them because they train with each other. They're both like fantastic players, and when they're focusing on a game, it gets very good. Now I know Levi was, I think Kyle like won one of our more recent events for Tekken, which was awesome to see. But I think Levi has been pretty busy. Unfortunately, he's getting a lot of evening shifts, so he doesn't have time for this as much. And I think Kyle is like kind of much the same in a situation. But if they did come out and they're both grinding the game, Levi beats like him and Brian go really back and forth. I think if Levi is like super on bar and he's been grinding, he does kind of have the edge over Brian a lot of the time to kind of put like a power level on him, I guess. And Kyle is basically right there as well. Just depending how much he's been grinding as well. He plays Dalsim, and Levi tends to play. I know he's been playing Birdie, Alex, right? And he also plays Birdie. So those are probably the two
Alex
players
pick I wasn't sure about. That's interesting to hear.
He's been playing it on the side. I think the Birdie is still his go-to, but I think he's trying to slowly get off of it. We also have one called, his name is D Money. He doesn't play it too much anymore, but he's a Urian player. And when he was grinding, he was very, very good. And then I think to bring up more names, we also have Crazy Frames. Yeah, I'm like thinking about it, and then like probably Crazy Flame. Ronnie wasn't able to make it. West Coast Fighters Raw. He's a very, very fun geek to watch. I don't think he would have like won the tournament, but he does some absolutely crazy stuff. So very, very fun to watch. And I think those are our main players to go. But as of right now, I think we are going to go quickly shoot to a break, so I don't have to keep telling you guys history lessons. And we will see you in a little bit with our grand finals.
Yeah, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And we're back. The break was short and sweet. We have got everything set up now. And so here it is, Capcom Pro Tour, World Warrior 2022, first event for Canada West. And this is our grand finals. It's gonna be online, Brian versus Cerro Blast. My name is Coins, and joining me on the mic.
So of course, I am John, the Batman Hat. I am very excited to be here. We got the Edmonton versus Vancouver matchup here at the end, and I'm excited to see how my boy will perform. Admittingly, it's kind of look. I think we have to give a little bit more benefit to Cerro in this matchup, but Brian's been playing really hot. And as we've kind of alluded to earlier, Brian is actually playing at our local venue right now. So he's got the whole goon squad behind him. So I'm excited to see how that support is going to kind of keep pushing him through, because it got him through winners finals. And I'm kind of curious to see if it can, get that clutch factor for grands here.
And like we were saying before, like the name of the game in this sort of Ranbat series is consistency and placing high often. But of course, when it gets to grand finals, the pride is on the line too, right? You really want to take it. And we'll see what Online Brian can do. Starting here in winners, obviously, so has an advantage, has to win one set to take it, whereas Cerro Blast has to win two. We'll see what Online Brian has to say. Starting off really strong, we'll see. Cerro Blast battling back now.
Nice little tick throw setups here early on, just kind of like pressuring down Brian here early on. That's the thing Brian's done very good pretty much in all of his matches. He tends to win like the first two interactions, and then after that, it's when it gets a little bit shaky, but he's been looking a lot more consistent and kind of keeping it together early on. But no, the DP comes out and nice break on the throw that would have spelled death. Oh, that was a beautiful hit confirm. That was just gorgeous. I don't know how else to put it.
Yep. Sometimes it's just pretty, and that's all there is to it. All right. EX dive kick, starting it off with a kind of an unorthodox option. I've noticed Cerro Blast likes to do that early in a set just to see if you have the anti-air on point or if you're just going to block it. And he's using that to sort of start the momentum.
Yeah, that's definitely something we've seen Brian struggle with a little bit. Now, he's not anti-airing as much, particularly when they're like right on top of you. Now, that is an area Karen normally kind of suffers from, but it's an area where he very particularly doesn't get through. But I mean, when you're doing this kind of damage, you're looking pretty good, but I jinxed the hell out of it. Cerro Blast takes back the corner. Brian, wake up! Throw! Oh my gosh, against Cerro, who is
very brave decision.
Yeah, if someone's gonna shimmy you, it's Cerro Blast, and Brian's like, I got this.
All right, the stand medium kick coming out from Brian, trying to hold this mid-range, but we see the fireball game starting up in earnest from Cerro Blast. Yeah, really trying to frustrate Brian. Maybe catch him falling asleep, going in for the dash up throw, but it didn't work out. All right, Brian now with a chance, chasing down a backdash? Maybe?
Yeah, I think that's what I was looking for. He was just going for the mix-up. Nice little hit confirm here from Brian. Gets the most he can out of that, but the DP turns the pressure around. Side switch here from Cerro Blast. And the momentum is all in their favor now, and they're kind of slowly smoking Brian down. Brian jump back. Oh, the conversion.
Wow. The presence of mind to have that DP ready. Great stuff. And on the back of that, Cerro Blast is going to take game one in this first set of grand finals. Wow.
Yeah, definitely looking like definitely close. This is kind of like how I was thinking this is going to go. I think it's going to be like a fairly close match, back and forth. Admittedly, I still think Cerro will take it in the end, but I think it's going to be a pretty close scoreline. Maybe like a lot of 3-2s happening here.
Yeah, all right. If you're Brian right now, you definitely want to summon up Goon Squad level 1. You don't want to have the full effect of the Goon Squad yet, because you might need it later. But you might need it later. Maybe you need a little bit of cheering.
Yeah, we got potentially a lot of matches to go through here. So
yeah. Oh, okay.
Missed up on the confirm.
Cerro Blast going to work in the corner here. But
counter comes out, confirm. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess.
All right, first EX DP not to work. Online Brian sniffing it out. Has the corner, but crouch light kick. An interesting wake-up option there.
DPs get him out of pressure, giving Cerro a taste of their own medicine.
Okay, the pressure now relentless. Oh, no juggle possible there in mid-screen, but the footsie's overhead? Excuse me?
Overhead? Excuse me?
The psychic overhead to stop the dash?
I
don't even know what to say. Yeah. Just absolutely knew something was coming there.
Yeah, Brian has got a lot of progress up this. The standing medium punch stuff buttons. Obviously, that's what the button's good for. But Brian has like won some pivotal rounds throughout this tournament with it.
All right, Roundhouse doing a lot of work for Brian in this matchup, but you can see Cerro Blast absolutely undeterred by having that one EXDP blocked. I think she is 3 for 4 on them right now.
Yeah, definitely. The success rate is a lot higher. Oh, yeah, see, another one comes out.
4 for 5.
There's just no reason to kind of vary it up. Like, Brian said to read once, but Brian gives him a taste. Gives her a taste of her own medicine. And, oh, nice little confirm there.
Nice, a lot of damage on that, and he'll do it. Back throw, and there you go. Cerro Blast, game 1. Wow. Yeah, interestingly, I want to go back and look at this set after it's done, but has Cerro Blast spent meter on anything but EX EXDP? That'd be interesting to see.
I don't know. Yeah, that'd be a fun analysis to do.
Oh, no. Sorry. There was an EX dive kick at the beginning of the set. But other than that, it might just be EXDP so far.
I mean, hey, the thing is, it's like, it's working. Like, there's definitely no reason to kind of switch off it. Brian's had the read like maybe once. Oh, it's just a regular this time. Doesn't need the meter. Oh, missed hit confirm. No punish though. Nice. Hit confirm on the counter hit there by Brian. Oh, the back throw is so good.
And, you know, the corner is generally scary no matter what in Street Fighter, but I feel like against Cerro Blast, it's even more so. Wow, what a shot on the overhead.
Yeah, that was definitely
insane awareness from Cerro Blast there.
Yeah, that was also just like an interesting option to get out of that situation as well. Brian may be thinking like either this hits or I get out of the corner, but great punish there from Cerro Blast. And now we're back in the corner here. Oh, was out of range for that confirm, but no punish here from Cerro. And we're just kind of whiffing buttons back and forth here so far. But Cerro's corner control has just been so pivotal this matchup so far. Brian's
look at this
like,
walking back and forth. Just getting into the exact right range for whiff punishing with stand jab. Wow, okay, has the crouch medium kick confirm. Oh, and the delayed reversal there from Online Brian. Good stuff, but Cerro Blast coming in with an overhead and it gets it again. Baby. Did you know Ken has two overheads? Online Brian definitely knows now.
Definitely knows now.
If he didn't know before.
Cerro looking very, very confident. I think the biggest thing we're seeing is that the corner pressure is just so pivotal, and it's not allowing Brian to play that kind of like mid-range game he likes to play. He likes to kind of slowly inch towards you, just back and forth. But when you're just locked in the corner the whole time, you don't really get to play around with the spacing that he wants to do, and Cerro's just completely bullying him for it.
All right, so that is 2-0 for Cerro Blast so far. We're going to get back into it.
And we're one game at the reset.
I mean, Online Brian's, you know, obviously you want to end things as quick as possible. You don't want to drag it to the second set, but we'll see. Like, he's really got to make a very big adjustment here. I would say most prevalently the corner defense really has to get stepped up because, you know, we've seen Cerro answer a lot of different options, whether it was that overhead move that got crush countered. I still can't get over that, but we'll see if Brian can dig deep because he's gotta.
Yeah, no, like he just needs to get an answer for that corner because he's just losing so much off of it. Because the neutral has been kind of okay. It's been going back and forth enough, but Cerro's momentum train has just been far better. And we're kind of going right back to where we were before. But Brian, that little crouching medium kick there. But no, the corner carry from Ken is so good. And the side switch, the cross up Tatsu. Oh, that crush counter is huge, and Brian is right back where he doesn't want to be. He's been stuck here the last two games, and the DP does get him out. But you can see Cerro just kind of slowly working Brian back to the corner with this movement. Oh, the crush counter, this is pivotal.
Okay,
Brian
overhead here.
Done with this. So the EXDP. Yeah, that's not plus.
Oh, yep. Punish, great stuff. Had the presence of mind for that. Setting up for pressure, but a wake-up back throw. 1 dash too many here from Online Brian. And any hit will do it for either of them. You can see fishing for those crouch medium punts, the stagger pressure. And there you go, an anti-air stand fierce. Cerro Blast pulling out all the options here in Grand Finals.
Yeah, and the jump back in the corner has just simply not worked. Like, I think the 2 or 3 times that Brian has done it. So it's just like, I don't think it's the option to rely on here. Because as you're saying, like, Cerro is answering almost any of these options. As lame as it sounds, you might just have to block and kind of slowly work your way out. Because I think the only thing Brian's really been hitting is just the wake-up DP. Or Karen DP, quotation marks.
Yeah. Okay, finds a good whiff punish there with the stand medium punch, but another back throw. These back throws are just so devastating, especially for a character like Ken that gets so much space with the back throw. But there it is, the optimal punish on the DP from Cerro Blast. Online Brian now with a chance. Any hit will do it, but the DP, there it is again. She is absolutely not afraid.
He's dead.
Is that enough?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
The pain.
And Cerro Blast has reset the bracket. We are moving on. We got 3 more games to play, and I'm not gonna lie, the momentum has been heavily in Cerro Blast's favor. But I think a fun thing to note here is they're just playing RPS on Wake Up here. Cerro has literally been doing DP or Wake Up Pro.
I think we were already in the reset.
No,
did we play games?
No, I think we played
2. There might have been a. Maybe
I think it's that third one was for the reset.
Yeah, that's what I would think, but it looks like, yeah, we are definitely in the reset now. So, Online Brian, one last chance to really stake a claim to this first place match. We'll see. Cerro Blast is looking like so comfortable in this matchup.
Oh yeah, definitely. The two key things is just the corner. Like Brian, whenever Brian's been getting stuck in the corner, he's kind of just been losing the game. And then this RPS on Wake Up has just been going in Cerro Blast's favor so often. I think a big thing we're seeing is Brian didn't have to deal with the corner there because he took it early on, and he did make the right read on those two Wake Up situations where Cerro Blast kind of went for a more RPS-y option. So if he can keep this up, it's fine, but I'm still very scared for when Brian gets pushed in the corner here.
All right, yeah, the back throw is usually spelled doom for online Brian, but...
Oh, he did it! He did it! I was talking to him in stream, and he's like, only mad Karens do that, and I'm like, no, do it! Okay, this is good. Oh, okay, the RPS has come out in Cerro Blast's favor, hits the DP and the side switch, and this is not where Brian wants to be at all. We've seen this episode before, and it's time to see if Brian can stop the reruns. And it looks like we might be good to go. Oh, doesn't quite punish the Tatsu. Gets hit by EX in the back throw.
And back throw, the classic. It has been the absolute death of online Brian this set so far. Cerro Blast looking to go up 2-0 here in this reset.
Ooh.
Okay, EX dive kick. Ooh, the run under, putting herself into the corner, but manages to get the hit. Oh, was looking for back throw again. Wanted that stun, but that stun is still a threat. Here we go. There it is. Is there going to be enough damage on the table here?
I think so, yeah, with the one bar? No, didn't have to spend it.
Not enough.
Oh, EXDP.
And EXDP. The fear is absolutely not there. Online Brian has not done enough to really dissuade Cerro Blast there. And just like that, Cerro Blast is on match point.
Well, it's just it really hasn't. Yeah, it's on tournament point here, and just the main things it hasn't changed. Cerro Blast is pushing Brian in the corner and then just straight up winning the match off of it because Brian's defense and the options he's choosing in the corner are kind of just getting him blown up, and he is just losing the Oki situations because he's getting hit by the DP all the time, and then Cerro Blast will occasionally throw in a throw. He's just kind of playing that, letting Cerro Blast play that game, and it's just kind of Brian isn't really able to get like a lot of advantages off of it. The highlights we've seen is when Brian does get the corner pressure, but like it is just not happening that frequently.
Yeah, these games have been so lightning fast. Brian has had a couple of moments here of being able to put together a great pressure series, taking around here and there, but look at this comfort here. Cerro Blast just standing in neutral right outside sweep. It's just a masterclass in spacing here, and Brian is definitely on the ropes now. One more run, and Cerro Blast is going to do it here.
Yeah, I know that shimmy looking good. You know, Cerro Blast on fire. Brian needs to fucking summon the entire EFTC behind him to maybe pull through this generic anime protagonist thing. Oh, that was a great walk under to ensure the corner carry. And this might be the start of it, but oh, the wake up throw, there it is. He's losing on these RPS situations, and Cerro has so much meter to work with here, but doesn't opt to spend any, and one more hit could be disastrous here for Brian. Now he has invested his meter into the DP, gets away from the corner, needs to stay out of there because he just straight up hasn't been winning. There.
Okay, yes, spending these V-bars here, wanting to stay in the neutral game. Cerro Blast, you can see, is so confident in this spot, is looking for anything, a whiff punish to super, but Brian staying alive here. That was it. That could have been it.
That could have been it.
Pressure now.
Oh, that's
trigger active, and that's gonna do it. Cerro Blast finds the hit. And just like that, Cerro Blast is going to be your champion for this first World Warrior Canada West event. What a tournament. Oh my God.
What a tournament indeed. I mean, it's the amount of upsets we have. So admittedly, this is a result we were kind of expecting. Cerro Blast coming in here and kind of winning out in dominating fashion. A solid 6-0. And I admit this is like what usually does happen when I've seen these two play in the past. But I think it was just so exciting that White Gun got up super far. Mortzy actually going out at 4th, which is not something we were expecting at all. And I mean, online Brian, I'm not going to lie. I love my boy, but I did not expect him to get 2nd. I was like, he's made top 8. He's going to go a little bit far and then run into the Mortzy kind of Cerro Blast wall. But just because of how the bracket played out, like we just had some like absolutely sick matchups.
Yeah, I feel like with this first event, the stage has kind of been set. You know, we have some expectations going into next month's event, and we'll see if people can either, you know, repeat some of those upsets, like having Cerro Blast being losers for top 8, which is kind of irregular, or, you know, we might see even other players than we saw today make it into top 8 and really put their stamp on this ranking battle series. It'll be interesting to see what happens going forward.
Exactly. So, I'm excited to see how it goes. And of course, here's the key thing, as we were kind of talking about with the points and everything earlier. Like, if you did make it into top 8 and you made it all the way here, you do just get a ton of points. And if you come back and you're able to like kind of repeat this performance over and over, it's very likely that you can make the top 8 to qualify for that regional qualifier. And of course, there will be another one of these next month. So definitely keep an eye on social media and stuff like that. We will have the schedule for you in a bit, but it's going to be really, really exciting to see.
Also bear in mind that if you enter an event, regardless of what you place, you still get points. So entering every event is definitely beneficial, because even if you don't make top 8 at one of them, chances are like you still have a fighting chance of getting enough points to qualify into the top 8. And it bears repeating that, of course, the prize at the end of all of this at the regional finals is a spot in Capcom Cup, which is, the stakes couldn't be higher, really.
Oh, exactly. It is awesome to see. I think it's so cool with like the new format we're doing, because we are getting 26 new entrants into Capcom Cup from this, where standardly, and I think the coolest thing about it is a lot of these regions, there's a lot of people maybe can't make it out to Canada Cup, or sorry, out to Capcom Cup or different contests like that. And here you now have regional tournament providers putting these on, so you can go to areas that usually maybe don't have quite as much support, and now they can work it all the way, they can grind up, and we can kind of find those hidden warriors, and they can qualify for Capcom Cup. And I think Capcom Cup this year is going to be so cool, really, as a result of this like the World Warrior setup, because we're just going to see like so cool players.
Yeah, and it's worth repeating that obviously one of the greatest parts of this is that it's very community driven. There is some former alternate universe where this is all top down and everything is run by Capcom and the seating is done by them, TOs, etc. But of course, they know the community and they trust that, local communities know their communities best, obviously. And so it's nice to see that trust in place to run all of these events. But with that said, that's going to more or less do it for us today. We want to remind you of a few things. Of course, we've been talking about the format. So if you want to enter, just go ahead and check out the URL you see on your page right now. Even if you're not in Canada West, no matter where you are, there's probably a region for you, and you can find all of that at start.gg/CPT2022-WW. It is right there on your screen. Of course, we also want to give some thanks to everyone who's made this event possible. Big thanks to Capcom for throwing it. Thanks to Level Up for having us on the stream, letting us do the Canadian takeover, really commentate for our local scene. It's been such a pleasure. As someone who's been watching since, the Justin TV Ustream days, it's both a privilege and a pleasure to be up here hollering about video games for a couple of hours. Yeah. Yeah,
no, it is awesome. But as you were saying,
and lastly, I just want to give another shout out to Vancouver Street Battle for handling the seating here. Level Up is handling the production. A big thanks to Valle back there on the 1s and 2s, making it all smooth. But Vancouver Street Battle handled the tournament organizing and the seating. So big thanks for them. And we can expect that same sort of consistency for the next 5 events.
Exactly. Well, and I'd also like to give a shout out to you, of course, Corinth. You've been fantastic. Like, I just got to sit here, scream about video games, and this super smart guy over here got to inform you all about how the game's going. So it's been absolutely wonderful joining you for this. And of course, as you're saying, it's so nice that this is like, it feels very grassroots as an event. We have local tournament providers putting on, we have local commentators, and it does give us that ability to just like talk about our local players. And it's something I really enjoyed. Like, I mean, as much as, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little more biased than I probably should have been for Brian, but it's just, it's so cool to see like someone and like you literally just talked to like 2 hours ago perform at this level and just see them in such a nice tournament that is just, it's supported, and it feels like it literally just feels like a local tournament that just has such good stakes behind it, right?
Couldn't have said it better myself. Well, that's going to do it up for us, folks, but don't go anywhere. Of course, Level Up Live is going to have some more fighting game action for you coming right up. But for the CPT World Warrior and for Canada West, that's going to do it for us tonight. We'll catch you later. See you next month.
See you next month. Boy.